Hey, what's going on?
This is different.
Happy New Year, everyone.
We lost Danny. If you see him, please call us.
Yeah, actually, I have a picture of what Danny's going through right now. Jess, if you want to cut to my laptop, there, I'll just have to turn that.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Live footage from Danny's
poor
house.
Dan.
Oh no!
He's
He's aged
over
horribly.
and over again. Oh yeah, by the way, you should not cut to my laptop as much. Like, only cut what I tell you to, because I only have one screen.
There's gonna be
So
some-
like, God forbid, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna give the whole show away.
That's what I'm saying. So, So yeah, welcome to episode 59, everyone.
There we go.
Thanks so much for
We're
joining
only
us.
10
this week.
away.
From what?
The magic
69.
number.
Magic number, yes, of course. Let's go. We gotta do something special.
We will. Don't worry.
I was thinking about it.
Oh, that's gonna be full of cum gutters.
Well, it's a good thing you brought those up, because we will have a discussion about cum gutters later on in the show. To be completely honest.
The brothers?
Yeah.
I like to be completely honest, as if
I
it
would
doesn't
like-
organically come up anyway.
Yeah, I would just be like cut the brass tacks. Like, just get to it.
Let's talk about it right
Did
now.
you guys all enjoy your sabbatical, Jess?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was great to not be in a room with you guys for 2 weeks.
Right?
Awesome.
That is so rude.
Yeah.
To be in a freezing cold garage with us.
Yeah,
Now we're gonna.
yeah. Now I'm being held hostage in a closet.
No, don't
So much
tell them
better.
where you are.
I will find you.
The coordinates are not in the description of the video.
Please send.
It's like I just think about like when you're a kid and you're forced to go to church every Sunday. It's like now we're forced to sit in a garage every Sunday.
This is my religion
Yeah.
now.
and there's some fucking kook shoving bullshit down your throat every week. All right.
He does not diddle us.
I did not get diddled.
There was no diddling that took place. All right, we're going the wrong
already
way.
going
We're
off
already the wrong way.
rails.
Start of the year.
So yeah, so this is gonna be our new home for the next. It's fucking cold outside, you know. But basically, when I was setting this up,
Let's get right into
let's
it.
just get right into it. So what I wanted to tell you guys, I called Nick when it happened because I thought a catastrophe had taken place, like to the point where I stood up and like ran and like knocked over a bunch of gear and like
The
was
tone
like,
of voice when you called me, I thought I did something wrong. You called me up and I'm like, hello, and you're like, we've got a problem. And I was like, oh, what did I do?
no,
I need you to come to the principal's office.
Just by the way, unless you went out of your way to disrespect me, I would never be like, we've got a fucking problem. We got to solve this problem.
We've got a
We're gonna
problem.
fight.
I would just be like, hey, what the fuck? Like, either way though, what ended up happening was that I plugged in everything and I was updating all the firmware on the PC, like the drivers for everything, right? Just making sure we're all good to go for 2022. And like, I unplugged power strips on that outlet. I unplugged some stuff back there. I unplugged my entire PC setup and everything just to make sure, we don't like trip the breakers or anything, right? Because honestly, that's the worst that could happen, is that you trip the breaker, you unplug everything, and then you go back and you turn it back on. And, that's the worst. However, holy shit,
Not
you
this
guys.
time.
Not this time. I'm sitting there and I'm upgrading stuff. And I'm like, man, I really hope I don't trip anything. And I was like, and I thought like, that would be worst case scenario. That was not
That's what you
worst
keep
case
saying.
scenario. It was not. What ended up happening was all of a sudden, I hear the hum of an electricity explosion. Like, like a zoom,
Yeah.
that.
Think about electro.
And it sounded
Oh, okay, I'm-
sounded like it was coming from that direction and down, right? So the fuse box is right there. So
in the basement,
I thought and all the lights went off. So I thought, oh my God, I fucking blew out the electricity to the house. I was like, oh my God, Liz, she's like, what? I was like, unplug everything, unplug fucking So I'm just unplugging everything in this, the internet's out, everything. I thought maybe the heat started and I was
One thing kicked it
freaking
over,
out.
yeah.
I go outside to look at the unit and everything, and that's all fine. And then everything turns back on naturally, and I'm like, oh my God. When I went downstairs, I thought I was gonna see a blown out charred fuse box or something, right?
Like a cartoon
And-
black exploded.
Yes, pretty much. Except
Marv from Home Alone.
Except here's what tipped me off to maybe like this wasn't as bad as I thought, because there was a cat sitting right next to the fuse box, and if there was any sort of explosion, I thought like an electrical arc came out of this thing, right?
Tesla coil.
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
basement.
pretty much. That cat would have moved. So I was
The
like,
cat died and then came back for its next life.
yes, yeah. So I was like, okay, that doesn't look that bad. And I looked, and I was like, not one breaker was tripped at all. Like, what happened, right? So I'm freaking out. I call him. I tell him like, hey man, I like blew something up, and like we're just gonna have to move everything into the living room. We're just gonna do it there. Like we'll figure it out. Like even if we gotta break everything down and take it, whatever. That's how we'll do it from now. Like it'll be fine, right? So Liz checks like the Nest or like the Next Door app and all that shit, right? And all of them, the whole message board is lit up. Like, is it anybody else's house lose power for 2 minutes? It sounded like there was an explosion, and I was just like, at first thing I thought was, oh my god, like I tripped the whole block. Like, but no, it's I guess somebody up the street, like in between the rain and the like the snow and all and like the ice and everything, like a transformer just blew out in front of somebody's house, and it fucked up the whole block for like 0.3 seconds, because then it switches to the backup, everything,
It was at the perfect moment for Pat.
It was
think he-
literally like plugged it in, was like 10 minutes into doing stuff, and like it just heard this horrible noise and everything went out, and I was in the middle of trying to mitigate power for this show, and I thought I did thousands of dollars of damage to the integrity of
Do you know
this infrastructure.
How bad you would have to like overload a circuit
Well-
to blow your whole.
I mean, yes, there is that, and then
It's
there's
that
also
large hadron collider in the basement.
the other thing is that like this is all kind of low power gear, you know what I mean? Like we're not firing up anything that's super like the largest power draw is the actual PC, and that's like 375 watts.
Yeah.
And the strips alone, both strips each, can mitigate up to like 1200 watts. You know what I mean? And everything else is like below like fucking 20, like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if they're using a 12 volt like AC cable, then that that's
You're
self-explanatory right there. So I learned a lot about power today. I was freaking out, you guys. I tripped over this camera, the light, like the light was coming. I was like diving over to like grab that outlet and unplug stuff, and I climbed into this and I smacked my face on that, and like it was great. I was in the dark running around.
Reminds me of the Dane Cook thing where it's like, and the dad gets mad out of anger. He's just running around like, Liz, what happened?
That is a pantry. Yeah. They're trying to find you after the argument. Yeah, I know that. But yeah, so that was fucking wild. And I thought for a second we might not have a show tonight. And I was like, no, I refuse.
We're going to do it by candlelight on our cell phones.
Yeah.
And
We're going to live
Oh,
stream.
yeah, from our phones.
Yeah.
so if you go to Nick's account, you can see this shot of the camera. Pat's got the main shot.
Pretty much. I wish there was some sort of software that you could like stream like 3 Instagram streams like into one and then put
I'm
that
sure
out.
that
You
does
could,
exist.
You can like invite, I think it's only up to 2 like accounts, but you can invite them to like co-host
Yeah.
the stream. Can't imagine any of it's good quality, but
No, it's whatever like
It's where the
phone
eyeballs
bit
are,
rate
though.
is and shit
That's
like that.
true.
So, speaking of quality, should we get into tonight's show?
I'm going to interrupt tonight's show with some late breaking news.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We have an in
We're
memoriam
completely
section.
fucked. Completely fucked. We're completely
we lost
fucked.
Bob Saget
I
today.
know.
Robert Lane Saget.
Robert Lane Saget, at the age of 65, died in a hotel room from mysterious causes.
TBD.
More
TBD.
importantly, condolences to his wife and children.
He has
Yeah.
the wife left, and his 3 daughters are now grown up. His friend and his brother, the one lives in the attic and the one lives in the basement.
I was waiting.
This was the angle I was going.
It's gonna be a full house for the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it too soon? Is that? He's a comedian. Like that's the whole. Like
yeah.
It's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
It's really. But yeah, that's wild. Literally, like 10 minutes before we started.
Yeah.
Nick's like, oh,
late
shit.
breaking news from Ryan Kassir.
What do you
Thank
think?
you, Ryan, our reporter on the street.
It's gonna rain. What do you think
Ollie.
he died of?
Well, he was like in the middle of doing like
Lines?
no, well, I like yes, maybe, but he was in the middle of like I think he had a tour that was running through like April or something, like a comedic tour.
Yeah.
So it's probably drugs, I would guess.
Drugs and COVID.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
well, it didn't say anything that he had.
Yeah,
So,
we-
I mean,
we
like,
don't wanna-
I'm not speculating, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like,
we don't want to speculate. but let's speculate,
I feel
you know,
most of the
it's
time, like, if you're a comedian in a hotel room and you die, like,
usually drugs.
usually an 8-ball,
Yeah.
like,
He was in his hotel room, and all of a sudden there was a loud power surge sound.
and a cat came in and killed him.
And then I came in screaming Liz's name, tripping over things, unplugging
Oh, you gave him a
stuff.
heart attack.
Yeah.
There we go. Pat killed
Bob
Bob
heard it
Saget.
here.
You heard it here first.
America's
Thanks.
dad.
And I ain't sorry. Well, he's not America's dad.
He was.
Well, Bill Cosby's not America's dad
Yeah,
anymore.
well, I thought that's what
now
like
he's
Bill Cosby used to
America's
be.
forgotten uncle.
No.
No, I mean, like, I don't know about you guys, but I before high school, I used to watch Full House every morning, like as I was getting ready to get on the bus. Full House, always on TV.
Never watched that show. I could never get into it.
Really?
Nope. Not a fan of sitcoms. I was like action cartoons or anime as a kid.
That or Linda Ellerby, you know, I was gonna watch her.
Oh my god, she ruined
I watched it.
Nickelodeon.
She ruined it.
I come
was
here
the
for
most
cartoons,
boring
not
show.
education.
Yeah, whenever that would come on, like I hear like the music, and
Yep.
like I'm Linda Ellerby. I'm like, click.
She was the
Here I come,
like.
Bill, Bob Saget.
She set the standard for like NPR
Yeah,
for the next.
yeah, pretty
like-
much.
We directly blame her.
She sucks.
Hey, we're on record here. We don't like Linda Ellerby.
Not a friend of the show.
She stinks, and I don't like her. All right, well,
Bob Saget, R.I.P.
Cheers to you, Bob.
Rip Bob. See you around.
Rippy dippy.
The Rippy and the Terry.
Did he have a catchphrase on Full House?
Rippy dippy doo.
Rip-a-dip-a-doo. That was always my favorite when he used to say that to Michelle.
Some Rick and Morty
She-
shit. Just like make it up.
Michelle would take a big wrong
Wubba
bit.
lubba dub dub.
And Kimmy would come from next door.
Kim Kibler.
Absolutely blazed out of her mind. Ribbidibidoo.
Comedy.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you tell we took
First
a couple
job of
weeks
the year.
Yeah. All right. So we should actually do this, huh? We should, shouldn't we?
I
No,
was-
that's it.
Before,
Yeah.
I've been
That's-
listening hardcore. I've been listening to Blank Check with Griffin and David, which is a great podcast. The episode I was listening to on the way here was with Chris Gethard,
Yeah.
and they're doing an episode about Big Fish, you know, the Tim Burton movie. And they go the first 45 minutes of the episode of them talking about the Star Wars prequels, before they even get into the movie. So I think we're right. We're on track.
Yeah, no, it's
we're
fine.
fine.
I saw Chris Gethard like
Yeah.
a month and change ago.
Yeah,
when he's
does he
in Jersey
do?
City. He's the
Oh
stand-up
yeah,
comic.
he's from
okay.
Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen one episode of his show. It came out. It was randomly in my YouTube feed. It came up as the next recommended video. It was an episode of his show, and they were trying to I think it was a dumpster on the set of the show, and they spent the whole show. The guests were trying to figure out what was in the dumpster. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
He was hysterical. Like I just like went to go see him because like I had nothing to do that night, and he was down at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, which is like a 10-minute walk from my apartment. And I was like, oh, let me just pick up a ticket. There's a bunch of other open. It wasn't like an open mic, but he had like 4 or 5 comics open up for him, and then he gets on and like absolutely destroyed the entire set and was like not super raunchy. It was like very like wholehearted funny, and like I was just like really impressed that he didn't have to relate or resort to like a certain kind of humor to like get everything.
You're getting old.
I just like it when they play the
I like
acoustic
that
songs
good,
now.
clean
Honestly,
humor.
when Dave Chappelle came back,
Smart humor.
Yeah.
when Dave Chappelle came back,
No,
in,
that's
like,
real
2016,
comedy.
and he started using like extremely vulgar like language compared to like most comedians I listen to. I was like, I'm glad there's somebody out there doing it. You know what I mean? I don't need it all the time. But it's also when someone knows how to use it like effectively too, like
Oh,
him,
yeah.
you know, like he knows how to like sprinkle it throughout his set, like
Right.
Yeah, it's not just there for the sake of being a filler word. It's a tool in his tool belt.
yeah,
But yeah,
it's like Jim Jeffries. Like Jim Jeffries is literally one of the most vulgar comedians I've heard. Like I said, he told that 9/11 joke at Starland Ballroom 10 years after 9/11, and he doubled down on it when someone called him out. Someone said like how about I blow up your face? He goes, I'm not gonna blow up. That's what the buildings did. Like he said that like
went right at
yeah,
it.
like he went
Well,
for it.
That feels like they were trying to get that reaction.
Yeah.
Well, the original joke was you guys are sad about 9/11, but in Australia we celebrate. We gather around Uncle Jim's chair and the children say, Uncle Jim, tell the story of 9/11. And then he goes on to like comment on America's foreign policy. Like that's the angle of the joke.
Mm-hmm.
And like, which is funny enough, but then Charlie, he's back. He's coming back for 2022. But what the joke ended up being was, and then afterwards, we all sit around and we play our favorite game, Jenga, like that. And I'm talking, everyone booed him, booed the shit out of him. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, relax. That's 10 years after.
Yeah, and then he also said at the time, he was like, yeah, that's the last time I tell that joke on the Eastern Seaboard, like at all. So
Did you guys know that the final episode of Entourage aired on 9/11? And the final shot of the show is 2 planes taking off and flying away?
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, I bet you some conspiracy theorists are
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
crazy.
It was Turtle.
Yeah.
I'm actually also pretty sure that they were filming Master of Disguise.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
took a moment of silence.
They took a moment of silence, which has like they could have been dressed in the fucking turtle costume.
Yeah,
taking a
just
moment
Dana
of
Carvey
silence
just
for
like
9/11.
with his head bowed,
That's
dressed as a
wild.
turtle.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nick and I
Also,
are here
did-
with all the 9/11
I think
trivia.
also, what was also filming, The Room was also going on during 9/11.
Oh yeah,
I don't have any cool trivia about what happened on set. I know that.
probably didn't even acknowledge
they-
that.
That's
No, they
probably
became
the
aware.
least interesting thing about the room set
Yeah,
is that
that's
it was
fair
filming during 9/11.
Not his private toilet behind a single curtain.
That is, dude, so many people. Like, if you had $5 million to invest into a movie, why wouldn't you let somebody else make it?
Because it's all about ego. Like that man is certifiably crazy.
Have you read the book?
No.
No.
It's so much better than the movie, and I know that's like the cocky, the snobby thing to say.
I mean, that's what everyone says about every book into a movie.
I listened to it on audiobook with Guy when we were working together, and
Right.
it was fascinating. You have to
It's
check out the
it's
book.
from
It's what's his
Greg Sestero.
Greg Sestero.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
he narrates it.
Oh, he does it too.
He does the narration.
Does he like editorialize and give like little snippets of being like, okay, at this part, like add anything
No,
with
he's
it?
pretty straightforward with it. But I mean, like, you feel the energy of him reliving those moments.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah. Jess, if you
I
want,
don't read, so.
I haven't read it.
No,
I
you
have
listen.
it,
You
but
have
I
the
haven't
book?
read it yet.
please do.
Yeah.
How long
it's
is
on
it?
my list. I got
How
a lot.
long is the book?
Yeah.
I don't know how many pages. But like I said, I listen on audiobook because I'm dumb.
I mean, I would rather listen on audiobook too, but
It was great. We used to get away with so much shit at that job. Like, we would not do work and just watch. We would have a laptop open. And that's where I've seen most of the Marvel movies, on a laptop while I was working.
Hey man, that's fine. I mean, you can do your job. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a 300-page book, by the way. At least this this copy.
What's your limit? How many?
200.
200.
200 is your limit?
Normally, my limit is 180, like 185.
It's interesting that
If
you have
you
like a
can't-
hardly defined
If you
limit.
Depends on
can't
how
tell
big
me
the
a
print
story
is.
in at least 200 pages, fuck your
It's not
story.
worth it.
What do you think?
Fuck
What do you think
your
of
and,
Dune,
and then you
Pat?
sit through the fucking Snyder cut twice.
Yeah.
Glad you brought that up because that is on this list.
You
for
will-
tonight.
you will hear that later
You will hear
today.
that later. Do you guys even want to talk about this Fallout TV show?
I'm interested in
Yes,
it. Like,
because I made a thumbnail for it.
also, the disaster artist is
To me,
11 hours and 40 minutes if you want to listen to the audio.
that's not bad. Actually, I could do that in like I could do that in a week for sure.
Yeah, you could do
the
that in like
amount
3
of
days.
media you consume.
Okay.
You could knock that shit out.
Just
Okay.
listen to it like while you're at work, like, you know, in the background.
Yeah, but I do the thing where like I will get bored halfway through a video and like put on music and I'll listen to music for an hour and then I'll be like, all right, that's enough. Time for people talking. Like
I need
so-
8 forms of constant media
Yeah,
in
yeah,
front of me.
something-
It really,
yeah.
my life since I've been working at home, I constantly need something going.
Yes,
It's not.
it's
good.
I can't not have something going.
Are you like that?
I'm 100% like that. And it'll be like, I'll realize it too. Like, I'll have something on TV and then like I'll I've had YouTube on the television and brought YouTube up on my laptop and then went to my phone. I was just like, Jesus
While
Christ.
it's going?
Yeah, while everything else is playing. It's just, I'm like, oh,
You know how many
my
times
God.
I put a video on and then pull my phone up to look something up on
Yep.
Reddit because they said something in the video?
And then you just stay on Reddit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
And then I
100% it.
I missed the whole point of the video.
Then you got to go back and you got to
gotta-
rewatch it. And then
yes.
you don't want to rewatch it because you've already half heard it.
No, I usually just rewatch
Oh,
it.
no. I'm like, I've half subconsciously listened to
Or
this. And
lower
it's now.
forms of life than
That's
you.
understandable. It's okay.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
2
and
or
then
3
there's
lifetimes.
like
but
then there's videos like the cost of Concordia where I will put that on every couple of months because I
That's
just
a-
need to enjoy that
That's
again.
on a different level than other videos. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
a-
different than
that's a
me
piece
watching
of art.
Yeah,
rather
than
than
me
just a
watching like
commentary.
Hassan, like
or detailing your
VODs.
gutter cleaning videos.
Yes, or lawn mowing.
watching those Gutter Brothers.
Yeah,
There's
something.
this YouTube channel. I know we're completely fucking tangential and everything. There's this YouTube channel I've been watching. It's like, I think he's some dude over in Europe, and he just takes a bunch of old like game systems and then cleans them.
I watch those videos too.
And he's got a thing where like, cause you know how like hardware or like tech will like yellow.
Mm-hmm.
He's made like a whole like LED hydrogen peroxide
Yeah,
bath.
that's all of them do that.
Yeah.
That's how you take the problem about that is that once the hardware has yellowed, that means its integrity has also failed.
Right.
So even if you take the yellow out of it, now what you're doing is you're taking away the ability to identify that it is fragile. So like even though it looks nice,
It's a showcase piece of
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you're,
get
you're
that
not you're
what
not taking
they're
like
doing,
an
but,
NES
like,
and then
but like they can use
Kicking
those
it.
and sell those. You know what I mean?
what's what they do? Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, this
But-
is a 2020 SNES.
yeah. Have you not heard of it before?
I heard of some guy who lives in my town who he actually takes the mini SNES and shit like
Yeah.
that, and he will jailbreak it to put the whole library on there, so every game's on there that you ever want to play for
Yeah.
SNES. Or
I've seen
like-
a lot of people do that with like a lot of ROM hacks and everything. Is they have a little micro SD card
Yeah.
that they put in an actual
in a memory card, and then you put it in GameCube.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
they'll do it with the SNES. Like they'll
Yeah.
they'll have an old cart and then they have like an SD
Oh,
card
yeah, and it
adapted
goes in-
into it.
yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
And so you can play it like actually on the old system and then a CRTV.
Yeah, my friend does that he modded his GameCube, and like he had to like take apart and like dial in the laser that
Yeah.
reads the thing and everything, and then like he can download games and put it on an SD card and put it in a memory card, and he just fires it up from there. He can also play like games from Japan and shit like that.
Yeah, it's region
Homebrew.
region
All the games
opened.
are from
Yeah,
Japan.
Okay.
you can play region locked games. So you
Okay,
happy now,
yeah.
Nick?
You know what's not from Japan? The fucking Fallout TV show
Fallout series beginning production 2022
with the Westworld creator.
from a producer of Westworld.
Yeah. So
Everybody's favorite director's brother.
yeah.
and his wife.
Lisa Joy?
Yeah.
She's not working on this, is she?
Yes, she is.
Wow.
Then why is it only Jonathan Nolan?
Jonathan Nolan set to direct the series premiere. And then here's what I read. Oh, the Fallout TV series was announced in 2020 with Nolan and Joy attached to the project.
nice.
We also know that the Fallout developers, Bethesda Game Studio, will be involved with the show as series director Todd Howard is brought on board as the executive producer. That's
Toddy boy.
That's where all of this is going to go wrong, because Todd's going to be like, so like, how do you guys like make money mid show? Like, how do you guys charge your audience for like, the experience?
How can we further fuck you?
Yeah, how do I further monetize this and make this worse
know,
overall and still put it out the door?
I can totally see there's going to be like a lot of product placement type stuff.
What's
Like the Nuka-Cola and like
Yeah.
all that type of stuff.
Well, they
Like,
have,
there's
like-
going to be a bunch of cross promotions.
Fallout itself has like already a shit ton of merch.
know.
Like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Don't you have some?
Canvas
Do you have any
bags.
or
I do?
did you? No.
No.
No. I thought you did. I thought you had like
that.
No. I thought you had one of the like I thought you had one of them. But like I mean they do like they'll re-release and relaunch collector's editions like with the little like mini nuke all the time.
Fallout 76, objectively the worst Fallout game, has a dedicated subscription model.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
That's
It's it's like
how?
online multiplayer
Like
with
people have that shit.
But-
But I'm interested in this show mainly because I feel like there hasn't been like a good like post nuclear war show in a really long time.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's tried and like everybody does this. Like this is like the setting of
No,
what
dude,
everything
this is like
now.
there's like some of those like weird sci-fi series that are like, you know, the CGI really sucks and it's like aliens took over and the apocalypse happened and yada yada yada. I feel like it's gonna be like that, but actually have like money behind it. Because think about like the Lord of the Rings series that Amazon's doing. How much money they're putting into it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think that I could see this being almost like Walking Dead meets Westworld. Like the production value of Westworld and the thought put into Westworld, but the aesthetic of Walking Dead.
see, I don't think it's gonna be as
Not the other way around.
No, I don't think it's gonna be as
I trust Nolan and Joy.
yeah, but I don't think the story is gonna be.
And I trust cheese and crackers.
Well, I'm guessing like they're gonna do.
Is that a reference?
I don't know.
They're not redoing like the story from any of the
Right.
games. It's like its own original thing. I don't know if they're gonna like. It's not the writers from. Oh, it is the. Well, yeah, we'll see.
There's going to be a lot of confusing timelines.
I mean, yeah, because like you're gonna get a
If
lot of
this
shit
show-
like prior to like the Fallout and.
If this show doesn't have one scene that is even close to like Sarah Connor burning alive from a nuclear explosion, I don't want any part of it.
There was something where I was watching something wholesome and there was a scene at a playground. I was like, I need to splice this with Sarah Connor getting burned alive. Oh, what the fuck was that?
That was in Ghostbusters. They did like that reference with all the little marshmallow men, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess they did do that. I forgot about that. I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Did
know.
he do the thumbs up? did one of them do that?
I honestly, they might have.
It's been a while. It
It's been a
actually
minute.
hasn't.
It hasn't been long enough.
It hasn't been long.
No, dude. Like when, like we'll get to what we're talking about
Scroll
later.
up.
I feel like I've
Do
aged
you have
a
an
year.
ad for that? I did see a...
IGN store.
No, there was an ad for Ghostbusters Afterlife in this article.
Ghost Booters.
Maybe, you might have refreshed the page.
I
but
might have.
I did see an ad for it on here.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think if they can make it like really compelling, and they like, it's going to be all about the story because, like you said, we haven't had like a good post-apocalyptic show in a while. But like,
I
you
feel
can
like a long time. They got a major network with lots of money behind it. Like that's why I feel like this might actually be something unique.
Yeah, no,
You
they have
know?
to do it well. Like that's
They
the
should
only
just
thing.
follow the New Vegas timeline.
I would be so happy if they just took like one of the previous stories and like didn't rewrite it and just like did
well,
a.
isn't a big part of the... I've never played any of the games. Isn't a big part of it? It's like there's a lot of freedom within the games
Yes.
to like interact and like that's going to be interesting to see how if they can translate
I've
that.
only ever played Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
And like I bought that Xbox right there to play New Vegas because it was only available on Xbox. The week I spent $200 and bought it off like secondhand off some guy, they announced it was coming to PC. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And so now it's on Game Pass and I played through it. It's good. It's a good
a
fucking
great
game.
game.
It's a great game. Actually, it's a wonderful game.
What's? I wonder if they're gonna. I
Not
hope
as-
it doesn't. Oh, go
Not
ahead.
as good as Gun though.
That's what like I'm actually thinking about it now. There's a lot you can do with it because you have like all of the different factions like that
Yeah.
are just out in there. And I know in like this image they have like
Plus there's like lizard people.
they
and
have
shit.
the ghouls and they
The-
have like the
the-
super mutants. It's
the-
like there's a lot.
The
you can
Brotherhood
pick.
is the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
Like the power armor is definitely gonna fucking
Of course, yeah.
make an entrance for
But
sure.
there's just so many like possible. I think like storylines
rich
and
lore.
direction that you could. Yeah, I mean like it could be cool, but they could really make it like shitty and fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like there's been plenty of examples where creators have been given like great source material and failed it, but I don't see that with this team.
Yeah.
At least the West.
Reminiscence.
Well, but like
Was that Jonathan Nolan?
yes,
Yeah.
and Lisa Joy.
well, have there been any like really good
All right, never mind.
Amazon shows?
No.
Yes. The
What?
Boys.
Okay,
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan was okay at
Wait,
best.
No,
Are
Jack
you-
Ryan gets good reviews. People watch that show.
I understand,
Who-
but
I-
I didn't think it was
you
like.
watched it?
No.
Yeah, I watched all of it.
You watched Jack Ryan?
Yeah,
You're the only person I know who's watched it.
I watched it because I watched it when I could download it to my phone during my commute, like 5 years
Okay.
ago.
Yeah.
So I was watching like all the Amazon shows because that was before like Netflix had the download option.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. it's not any. It's like you're like dads love it, like 100% kind of like.
Yeah.
But
But have you guys ever watched The Boys on Amazon?
I still
Great
like.
show.
It's
I think that
Dude, you gotta watch that.
But I really
they
think
announced season 3 June 3rd, and we're covering it.
I think that's
fucking
the
get
only.
watching it.
I mean, that's what happened. The reason I watched Westworld was because, like, I think it was season 2 was coming out. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just like strap in and marathon all of season 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
That's a good
aspirational
show.
for Amazon.
You know, it'd be cool if they put this show in VR.
They might. They very well
I
might.
thought Jess was clapping. I thought Jess clapped for a second. Like, it was just like.
You're in VR, and all of a sudden you switch positions.
you just flip around on it.
Imagine
all of a
that
sudden you're a
happened.
different character,
Different
No, all of a
life,
sudden
different
you're
person.
getting,
faceful.
and your titties are out.
You can be anybody you want in the metaverse, Pat.
I know.
You could even be Mark Zuckerberg.
So like that.
No,
thing
you're not
technically-
allowed.
So like this whole metaverse shit, right? How do I get on to the metaverse with that? Or is that like as soon as I put it on, am I in the metaverse?
Well, like how deep you want to go into this?
What are
Like,
you asking right now?
Okay, give me that. Give me that headset.
Give me that.
Is this a segue?
No,
It could be.
I mean, like it's gonna. We're talking about the PlayStation VR, but I'm saying now that we're talking about this, right? This is the Quest 2.
Yeah.
So this is owned by Facebook. It's called the Meta Quest, or was it the Oculus Meta Quest 2 or some shit like that? I don't know. Either way, it's
Just
owned.
more nouns.
It's
Like-
owned by Facebook. You need a fucking Facebook profile to even
I don't like
access the machine.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. But my point is that like, how do you like this whole metaverse shit where they're like, oh, we're gonna go to meetings in VR and like,
well, it's not. It's
Well,
not live.
It's not live, but it also has to have like you would have to join a server.
Right.
Like, there needs to be some kind of
right? There needs to be, yeah, okay. So it's not a thing yet. Like, there's no like, okay, because like VR chat still exists, and I went in there the other night, and that was fucking wild.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you go?
I just went to like some lounge or whatever, some restaurant, and like there was just every character you could imagine was
There you
just
go.
hanging out
It's
there.
so fucking funny.
Yeah, and like there's also like VR comedy clubs too, so you can like do stand up and stuff like that. So
Oh, dude, we
I'm
gotta tell
definitely
Danny
gonna
about that.
I'm definitely gonna go check that out.
That'd be a great way to try out material and like not have to worry about like bombing. If
Yeah,
it's
but I
for
also
people.
kind of feel like at the same time, like part of becoming a stand-up is learning how to eat shit really well.
Well, I mean, like that. I
Like-
feel like it'd be like a step towards doing it lot. You know, like you could test it out in
Yeah.
a virtual space and
Right.
then go test it out at your local comedy
yeah.
club.
And then like there's also like just like there's like this one place, like I looked up like where's the best places in VR chat, and some list was like this is like the best restaurant in VR chat to hang out. I was just like,
What?
whoa. Are you telling me if I fucking order in this place, like Uber Eats will drive up or something? Like, no, it's just apparently just like somebody designed.
It's just the hot club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
like
the
there's
hot
the
spot.
sounds of forks and knives hitting ceramic in the background.
There are chefs in the back just screaming at each other.
There's just a microphone in a kitchen somewhere.
There's some poor waitress in the back just crying and smoking a Newport. Just please let this shift end.
I'm working a double today.
Somebody's got to pick up my kids from soccer practice.
It can't be me though, because I lost them in the divorce.
Poverty still exists in the metaverse, people. That's
Actually, it's worse. It's
Classism.
worse in the metaverse.
Worse.
classism.
Damn
and
it. Can't ever get away from the poverty.
because everything's in Bitcoin.
It's true. Wait, what? No,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It's true.
You're like, you're absolutely what?
What? You are absolutely
It's
not
in
true.
Zuckbucks.
Zuck.
The Zuck Suck Bucks.
All right. So,
Is that going to
but
make it into the Jonathan Nolan?
Zuckbucks?
Is Zuckbucks going to be part of that
I
conversation?
don't know.
Is that going to be part of the fucking Fallout conversation?
We can really get off fucking topic.
Zuckbucks.
Pat, I made a thumbnail. We got to make it work. This is the problem with me making the thumbnails prior to the show.
You can test out the thumbnails in VR
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way though, this is useless because I can't even use it with my PlayStation.
So that you need a Facebook account to use.
yes,
If you want to get into their whatever, I don't know what's going on, the VR
Bro, you don't want
chat,
to know what's in here.
the VR chat and all that, and metaverse eventually,
Uh-huh.
can you use other proprietary like
Like to get into VR
headsets,
chat?
or
Yeah.
do you have to use their?
No, for metaverse, I don't know.
I'm
I would
assuming you can
imagine,
use
yeah.
any. No, I was gonna say I'm assuming you could use anything because it's not like.
That would be a great way to get more users. It's like you got to have our thing, and to use our thing, you got to have a Facebook.
Yeah, but that's
account.
monopolizing on it, and people won't do it if it's a monopoly.
That's something that Facebook wouldn't
No,
do.
no, I'm not saying they wouldn't do that, but then it's like that almost deters it because.
Hey man,
I mean, well, think about
that's
this.
the metaverse, baby.
Think about this. Say it takes 5 years to come out. People that are
Kind of like me.
people that are younger now, like a lot of people just don't have Facebook accounts.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a good direction to move.
yeah, no, which I think
In
is fine. But if like
society.
you're gonna force people to get a Facebook account to
That's-
do this,
But they don't want to. They want more users, so they're going to do the thing that gets more users.
they're just gonna like be like you signed up for
I
a
just-
metaverse account, and it's just a Facebook account reskinned.
right? Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
But the problem, so like part of the problem is now is like I can't even like close my Facebook account because it's tied to that thing. So
You should have
like,
just
that's what I'm
made
saying.
Can you just
Yeah.
make like a?
Now you've been zucked.
no, dude, I got zucked. I bought a game on here.
You've been
it's
cucked by
it's
Zuck.
attached to my account.
That's your fault.
I think you can just like cancel your outward looking Facebook account though.
right.
I don't know. I just
I
wanna
mean,
get
you
rid of
can
it.
pull it down.
Yeah.
You just
I
don't
just-
delete it.
Look,
Was there something specific you got that for?
Resident Evil 4 on VR. And
Why
it's
did
all-
you pick that one?
Because
rather than any
this
other
one's the
like
system?
an
cheap-
Oculus or
And because this is actually really good for the price. It's $300 for this one. It's the 128 gigabyte version, and it's $400 for the 250 gigabyte version. I mean, like the refresh rate in here is 90 hertz, so it's gonna look like a normal game, and everything runs pretty good on it. It feels comfortable on my head. Plus, like if you buy like the Valve Index, it's like $1,000, and you have to like put up external cameras. Where
yeah, you
this-
have to like mount
you can
shit
just
in your room.
be on the same Wi-Fi network as my PC, and I'm wirelessly connected to
I
it,
like
and I can
that.
just play games. Or I can like Resident Evil only runs on Quest hardware, so this headset only is the only way to play Resident Evil 4 VR. And I was
Right.
like, I have a reason to get this now.
Cool.
So, so yeah, I was playing Half-Life with it too the other day. This Elite strap though, that's the way to go. You can't use the fucking strap they send with you because it's like I said, it's literally 3 elastic bands around you, and it's like just sucking it to your face. Where this is like properly
Comfortable
like,
and
yeah, it's
adjustable.
like leather here and padding here. Like look at that feel fucking
That's,
great.
that's
Like,
the same headset that Spec Ops use.
yeah.
Do you guys think the blue kind of? You guys watch Great British Bake Off?
No.
The blue part looks like fondant. It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
like an edible cake.
Yes. Take a bite.
Yeah,
No.
give me a bite. I'm
All right.
hungry.
I think it's
So-
a great way to transition into PlayStation VR 2.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't eat that either, but
Neither of these are edible,
yeah,
but
neither of these are edible. But basically, the PSVR 2. So like the PSVR 1 famously took like 5 cables to set up. It was the worst.
right.
This is
It's
going
like you're
down.
plugged into the Matrix.
Yeah. this is the new one is one cable just like this, USB-C, straight into the front of that motherfucker. So notable improvements over the last one is like for high fidelity visual experience, 4K HDR, 110 degree view of field.
Wait, how many degrees?
110.
Okay.
Uh,
That sounds about right.
That
All
checks.
right.
That checks.
an OLED display.
It's like it's VR. Why wouldn't it be 360?
OLED display that displays a 2000 by 2040 per eye resolution
Oh shit.
and smooth frame rates of 90 to 120 hertz. Can you imagine 120 hertz right on your eyeball? By the way,
Better than real life.
I looked into the technology behind these things, and like, you know how small the image actually is? Like
No.
in here, like it's like super small. Your eye is just super on it, and they've magnified
and it's
it up.
magnified, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. You can get prescription lenses to put over these to match your
Really?
prescriptions.
That's
yeah,
cool.
and they're not expensive either. You just send them your prescription, and it's like fucking $50.
Oh,
And it's-
wow.
You just slide it on, and then they have little magnets that you just magnet, and then if like you wanted to play,
does
you could
that
just
work?
take it off. What?
Magnets.
How do they fucking
How
work?
do they work? How's that work?
So do you like? I've always worried about like my eyes hurting after using it for a while. Have you experienced that, or is it?
No, it's not really my eyes that hurt. It was my fucking face, and that was because I was using the old strap.
Well, it's killing me.
Yeah. This new strap though is fucking sick. Like it's so much more comfortable. The weight is distributed so much better. There's even like an external battery pack support that I can like Velcro onto this, and like if I want to play longer.
Right.
But I just hook this end into the power so the battery doesn't die. I have like a cable underneath my desk, and then I just Wi-Fi into the computer, like when we were playing Phasmophobia the other night.
Right, yeah.
I just Wi-Fi'd in. Or
How was that?
that's the only VR game I've played where I actually had to stand to not be crouching.
Yeah.
Like most
his character is,
well-made
like,
VR games.
crouching around the whole fucking thing, and he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "You're crouching." He's like, "Why are you so tall?" I was like, "You're sitting in your actual chair." I was like, "Stand up." And then his character stands up, and he's like, "I gotta fucking play this while I'm off."
I
Most
feel like
well-made.
I would rather do that.
Most well-made VR games though have a seated mode, so you don't have to like walk around or like stand. Like, because I had to bend all the way over to pick stuff off the ground, and like I don't know the distance, so I would just be like, "All right, let's hope."
That's why I'm like I kind of want to get it because like you've seen my apartment.
I've seen it.
That room, it's got a lot of open space. Like in my office,
Yeah.
like it's kind of very open, and I'm like,
Well,
what are the chances the next place I
Well,
live has this amount of space
when
for
I'm not
VR?
when
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
true.
hosting a podcast in here, like all
You have a
this
lot
is
of
clean.
room.
Yeah, so like I would just like draw the Guardian in here. Like that's what that is. So the Guardian is
That's
like,
what that was,
It
okay.
puts up a virtual wall so it knows your play
It's
space.
a VPN for your
Pretty much
face.
for your fucking spatial awareness. So if you go too close out of the wall, it'll tell you by like
Does it
it'll-
vibrate or?
It'll vibrate in the
Yeah.
hand, and you'll go through like a blue grid, and it'll turn red where you're going through it.
That's cool.
And then it'll turn the camera on, and the pass through mode will be on, so you can see what's actually going
that's
on.
cool.
Yeah, but like so you can just like it's like spray paintless. So like the edges of the room are the digital grid for me. That's the Guardian. So I just sit in the middle of it right here in the chair and play seated mode.
Yeah.
Which is you control everything.
So
and
you can
then
play
turn
from the
your head.
toilet.
Bow, bow.
If you want.
Yeah, it's good times. Yeah, it's good times.
GT.
But all right, yeah. So that has 120 hertz headset-based controller tracking with inside-out tracking. The PSVR 2 tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset. Your movements in the direction you look are reflected in-game without the need for an external camera. Once again, I kind of feel like that's not a big deal.
I think that's
considering
just the
this
same tech,
exists.
yeah.
Like
That's not
wait. So the the direction you look, meaning which way you turn your head, or it's watching your eyes and see which way.
No,
That's not
it's
it
talking
yet.
about
It,
turning
it
your
literally is
that
like
would
you
be
don't.
insane.
What
If
do
it
you
was tracking your eye movement,
Wait.
is that a real thing?
Yeah. But this is basically saying it's like Pat said, older versions of like headsets, you had to put like a camera, and they kind of like cross shot down, so you had a square.
they don't need that anymore.
You don't need that.
It's gone.
You
New
don't
sensory
need that.
features combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the innovative PSVR to Sense controller. We haven't seen a controller yet for this because
No.
last time they were like these two fucking
not the
black
dildo?
dildos.
Yeah.
And like so the controller is incredibly deep feeling of immersion. Headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies the sensations of in-game actions from the player. It's created by a single built-in motor with vibration, so it's not haptic feedback, it's rumble. With an intelligent tactical element bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. For example, gamers can feel the character's elevated pulse during tense moments. I hate when they do this shit. The rush of objects passing close to a character's head or thrust a vehicle as a character speeds forward. Additionally, PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech makes it sound like the player's surroundings come alive, adding this to a new level of immersion. Eye tracking. The PSVR 2 detects the motion of your eyes, so a simple look in a specific direction can create additional input for the game character. This allows the players to interact more intuitively in a new lifelike ways, allowing for a heightened emotional response and an enhanced expression that provide a new level of realism in gaming. So like,
You explain that to me because I.
Oh shit.
they're tracking your eye. It's eye tracking.
But what is that like? How does that affect the environment or the game? Like, what are they using that input for?
I'll show
Retinal
you.
data to sell Facebook.
Well, yeah.
There's a one game. It's a good example of this, Nick. It's called Before Your Eyes. So what you can do is like as you look around, it has a spot like an eye that blinks, and if you look at that and you blink, the scene changes. So it can.
It's almost like when they're like the Stephen Hawking computer kind of thing, where you can use it as an input.
Exactly. I don't know how
He's powered by Intel.
I don't know how
anymore.
like advanced it's gonna be or how like
I imagine a game like L.A. Noire, where it's like you'll have subtle tells. You know what I mean? Like if they had something like that.
subtle tells.
Subtle tell. What's the old
guy's
man?
like, I love that.
Doubt.
Philip Seymour Hoffman shows up.
It'll use Bluetooth, has a built-in rechargeable lithium battery. It uses a USB type C port to plug right into the front of the PS5.
It does say it's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers for the controller.
When are we gonna get just straight up gauntlets though? I
That's
don't want a
what-
controller.
yeah,
I want a fucking gauntlet.
There's like
Well,
a haptic
dude, you
vest.
can finger.
Yeah.
You can control the fingers on this when you're in the VR
Yeah.
headset. So it's
What do you
not.
mean?
So like every button can correspond to a different set of
Like
hands.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can basically like back trigger.
No,
or whatever might, like, one finger.
yeah, but I don't want to hold that.
No, you want to put a glove on.
I want a glove.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they're
why
working on it.
No. I need it now.
Okay.
I don't think it would be too hard.
Maybe
to do.
don't get the Quest. Maybe don't.
But there's this.
If I were, I'd probably get the Oculus.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same brand. It's the Oculus Quest. The other one.
I just don't want the blue.
Well, yeah,
That's a silicone
this is
cover.
a silicone cover
I
I,
don't want
put
that.
on it. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
normally
I
white.
don't like the choice.
It's
you
just to
made.
make sure it doesn't get scratched.
I thought it was because it was Facebook. I was like, oh, that's
No, dude, it's a silicone cover. It's all white.
oh, it's not fondant.
Yeah, this is like the sequel to the Rift.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then I will get it.
There's a chick on TikTok I follow that she has a whole haptic vest, which does like front and back feeling, and you can feel. She plays a lot of Skyrim in it.
Why would you program me to feel pain?
She plays a lot of Skyrim in it, and it's kind of like it doesn't feel pain. It just I don't think it does pressure. I think it just like vibrates and
Right.
like the intense. It's made of like picture like a row of 5 and a row of 5. There's like individual squares, so it's kind of like
A grid.
a grid, if you will. And like depending
Most
on what
commonly
shit,
referred to as the grid. In
When-
most parts.
where
it's
shit
got
changes.
rows and it's got columns.
The grid, which
it's
I
like Excel.
exploded.
Like
The grid, which I exploded before the show.
So, all right, I've got two things related to this. The first one, you know the artist Michael Franti?
no.
No? All right.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of what you would know. He does that song. He's like, hey, the more I see, the less I know.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But I know one thing that I love you, baby
No.
girl. You don't know that song?
You know it to hear it.
We just got fucked for copyright. But anyway, I did a show with him at the Pony. And there was a story. Apparently he went to some designer for shit like this, and he had a custom made haptic feedback vest that he had linked up to the kick drum. So like he used it to stay in rhythm. So he had the kick drum just pulsating in his chest for the whole show.
That's
It's like,
cool.
that's awesome.
It's also really unnecessary because they make those little armband things
Yes,
that are like.
but this was before that was a thing.
How about just
okay.
learn
He-
to
he-
count?
Yeah.
Just
Well, I mean, like when
That
you're
is
doing
cool,
a
though, yeah.
live show to have the rhythm pulsing in you, like that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
The other thing is, do you know they have like a VR experience at the Disney Star Wars world?
no.
no.
So again, this is another thing that I heard on Blank Check podcast, and apparently, like it's really phenomenal. Where they have different things where like there'll be like people shooting blasters at you, and you'll get like the feeling of like
That's cool.
sensations. And if you get hit, there'll be like a you'll
Yeah,
get,
like a
they'll-
big
on
rumble.
the grid. You'll get it in your chest. There's K2SO is in it, and like where
Oh, nice.
he's talking to you in VR, they have like a scale model. So it's like what I always say. I'd like to see some type of VR like amusement park type thing where it's like
Like an amalgam of like real shit.
the environment's really there, and you could like fight in World War II, and there's sandbags and shit, or like they build out the environment and then put a VR skin around it. I think
Right.
like that's the stuff that
That's
I'm
AR.
really-
Yeah.
That
Technical.
yeah.
I'm just being technical.
All
Yeah.
right, Mike, I did deserve that, but that's the type of shit that I'm really stoked for.
I'm not
We are-
one to
we
judge
are-
people, but you did deserve it.
We are far from
I'll
that. I
just
think.
leave
Like,
if you really want me to. I don't think we're that far. I mean, Disney's already doing it.
Well,
they've got
Disney
Imagineers on the case.
Disney
get it on
created
a-
a lightsaber.
yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that video? I was like, I am curious how they did that.
How'd you guys
How'd you guys
make
do that?
I think
a lot of Imagineers were harmed in the process.
people died.
Their families got great compensation. It's fine.
It didn't open as fast as a lightsaber
Now,
would,
okay,
but it looked like there was nothing there.
There was plasma.
And then there was a beam of light that you could not only maim, but cauterize a wound at the same time.
it looked cool.
Yeah. And then Disney probably built the robotic hands to put on those wounds. So
we still don't have gauntlets for VR.
We had the NES gauntlet like 20, 30 years
I
ago.
never
The
even heard
power
of it.
arm or power glove.
the power glove.
Power glove, yeah.
Fister 5000.
No, it's virtually what you're talking about.
Oh, it's
Nick.
got like a little keyboard on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like...
It sucked. Everyone hated
That
it.
looks
You
like...
had a better time taking it off and just playing it like this with like folding the glove underneath it than actually going like this.
that looks like a prop in a B movie from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
You know how they
Oh,
use?
yeah.
You know who uses the power glove? The guy
Leela from fucking
Futurama.
Futurama. The guy who animates Robot Chicken.
Seth
like,
Green.
Is he the animator?
Oh, yeah, you did say animates. didn't you?
He actually frame by frame like moves the characters and then uses that glove and like takes pictures
Yeah.
from all angles and then changes it. And
Really?
yeah, that's
It's just like a super
that's-
quick
He's
workflow
like, yeah,
for it.
I was able to interface with it and I had it and like it works. So I
Now I'm a
integrated-
cyborg.
Yeah, he's like, and now I can't work without it. So like, if I fucking lose it,
It's like
It's a prop.
Viagra.
yeah. Quick Viagra story.
Are you gonna say the thing I'm thinking?
What?
Oh no, you go first. Then.
Okay, it's not really a Viagra
You guys
story.
have a
It's
joint
more like
Viagra story?
it's
Don't
more,
ask about.
It's more like an erectile dysfunction story. So, okay, when somebody makes the erectile dysfunction joke, what drug do they use?
Viagra.
It's
Exactly.
not Cialis. That's
Okay,
for sure.
that's what I'm getting at because one time I was flying a kite in a park
Why?
with my brother.
And why?
And we were cooked, right? This is when I was really young.
You were
and-
cooked, meaning you were like smoking weed, or
Oh
in the
yeah, we
sun?
had smoked weed already, but we were in the sun. It was like a beautiful fall
And
Saturday,
you guys
right?
were taking Cialis.
No,
Not yet.
not yet. But here's what happened. So we're flying this kite, right? And we're having a hard time getting it up, right? Haha. It's
Oh, I
this
see where this is
security
going.
guard who is clearly a senior citizen.
There's
right?
a security guard at a park.
Yes. Rolls up. And he goes, he says, looks like you guys are having a hard time keeping it up. Like that's what he shouts at us from across a parking lot where there's families and shit.
I'm picturing the cop
And-
from Die Hard. The guy. I don't remember what his name is.
The guy on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm picturing him.
No.
Yeah.
No, not him.
All right. Then otherwise it's Paul Blart.
Yeah, yeah. Just picture Paul Blart in like his late 70s.
Okay.
So Paul Blart.
And yeah. And so he shouts that and my brother and I start laughing. And then instead he goes, you boys better give it some Cialis, like that, like shouts that like that. And I said, and I'm cracking up really hard. And because like nobody says Cialis unless you have used or
That's true.
considered
So that's the
Cialis.
first one that comes
You
to
know what
mind.
I mean? Like it fits the, his age. Like
He's like an old pharma rep. he's just got like a bunch of like pens and
I
shit.
got
in
a lot of
his-
stock in Cialis.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Gotta
So
get
that
the
was
youth into Cialis.
You guys want a free sample?
needless to say, the kite flying wasn't going awesome. But then a couple of days later, my brother texted me. He was like, "I flew that kite so fucking high." Like
he took Cialis.
I was
then?
just
he gave the
bricked
kite
up the whole
Cialis.
time.
He
Yeah, he tried. He's like, you know what? I want to try it.
just the entire time.
the
yeah.
entire
All
time.
right, so, Mike, what's your story?
It's a positive story actually.
So,
They
they would
were
show it on Lifetime.
no, they wouldn't. Well, maybe. But, they were like people were looking at for like people with Alzheimer's. They were like, it's gonna be hard as shit to develop a drug. They're like, let's look at other drugs we have now to see if
And have
anything
side effects.
or anything
Yeah.
that like could potentially like just draw some correlation with data. And they found, I'm not kidding you, that 69% of people who took like Viagra or an ED, yes, exactly, an ED medicine had like a significantly less chance of getting Alzheimer's.
Wow. Well, that's like for people with my liver issue, they give them Viagra, like kids, they give them Viagra, and like they, you don't just take Viagra and like you have a strong
And
boner.
have a regular day.
Yeah, you have like a strong boner like forever.
Maybe you do.
Like you have to like up your dosage. So at a certain point, when you're just taking the same amount of Viagra every day, you're not gonna, you'll probably still get an erection,
But
but it's not gonna
in their old
it's not gonna
age.
be like you kick open the door and you're like, I'm a fucking animal, like not like that type of boner.
Well,
But-
it just is like a dilator, right, for your blood.
Well, yeah, it actually brings down the portal hypertension. So like it actually relieves
This
pressure
is a medical
off-
podcast
Yeah.
now, everybody.
It actually relieves pressure off of the
We're still
liver.
talking about PSVR.
However, for like the first like 6 to 10 weeks, like these kids are just getting boners, bro. Like
I don't know
Are
if you
they
want to talk
really?
about.
yeah. I'm not saying like I've seen it or I endorse it. I'm just saying like I'm in some Facebook groups and there's some concerned mothers.
Man, I gotta tell you, all these kids, they've got boners.
like imagine being 14 and your mom's on a Facebook group talking about your
Telling
fucking
strangers
telling
on the
strangers
internet.
about your boners.
You're like,
You
Ma,
know?
it happens enough already. I don't need
You
this.
can't tell me
God,
that
baby
would be
girl.
that wouldn't be the worst thing that happened to you as a
Dude,
14
you gotta
year
just
old.
start wearing a jock strap to school. Like,
Yeah.
I need some extra protection from.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, that's fucked up.
So we learned all of this through Surgeon VR, an app in the PS2.
I want to get that though. There's
game
so
looks a
many.
lot of-
There's
That
this
wasn't a
game
joke,
I
that's a
saw.
real thing?
That's a
There's a game I saw called The Climb, and it's where you climb mountains, like free solo type of shit. Like you actually use picks and shit like that. Like
I
That's
feel like
really
that's.
cool.
I don't want to be doing that shit. In
I
VR.
looked out and it's like there's eagles screaming beneath me and shit like that.
And at the same time, Miley Cyrus is The Climb plays in the
Right.
background.
This is an
Just
old
to-
game
Have you guys seen Getting? Have you guys played the game Getting
Oh, yeah,
Over It?
yeah.
Oh, Surgeon Sim.
with
Of
Bennett
course,
Foddy.
of course.
Dude, it's so basically it's just Miley Cyrus narrating you climbing a mountain.
It just plays over and over again.
Over
That's
and over.
all right. You fell down, but you'll get back up.
It's The Climb.
It's
It's
the most
The Climb.
patronizing fucking game I've heard in my life.
Dude, that game's great. But also Surgeon Simulator, I have it on my Steam. I'm like, I definitely am gonna come back to this at
Yeah.
some point. I'd play
fun.
that in VR.
yeah.
I would too. You know what I don't want to watch in VR? The Batman.
All right.
You think it's going to come out to VR?
No.
No, I know.
Yeah, there's a new Batman trailer though. What do you guys
The
think?
Bat and the Cat.
I'm like not okay. I don't think. I kind of want to have the Spider-Man happen again for me, where it's like I'm not expecting to be completely destroyed as a human being like afterwards.
In
So
a good way.
Yeah. So like this trailer is good because I think it showed off like more of like what the story is, and like there's definitely different surprises going on because like
'Cause you got the Riddler.
right, but also
You got
like,
plenty of
There's
riddle.
A lot of
but
surprises.
right, but I don't think they're dumb enough to like blow their load in the trailer. You know what I mean? They're not,
Not
just like
without
there's these
Cialis.
murders going on.
They're blowing
It
their
has
load
something
all
to do
over
with the
Robert
Waynes.
Pattinson's
There's-
cum gutters.
He does have gutters in
He
this new
does.
trailer. He
Oh,
does.
Damn right.
And there is one thing though. Alfred, he says like you lied to
Also,
me. He says like
cum
you
gutters.
lied to me, Alfred.
Yeah.
And it was just like my whole thing was just like that doesn't mean anything. They wouldn't put that in the trailer if like that's
Court
got
of
to be
Owls?
yeah. Well, they talk about how it like has to like revolve around the Waynes, so I imagine it's gonna go that
We're
way.
gonna see how they
Wayans
die.
brothers.
The Wayne's brother.
The Wayans brothers.
They're bringing
Damon.
back Marlon Wayans as Robin, like he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
There you go.
White chick
Oh, man.
stars Marlon Wayans.
I for some reason I'm the least sold on Andy Serkis. Like I really hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't buy him as Alfred. Maybe it's because there's been really great Alfreds in the past.
It's hard to like not think of Michael Caine as
Yeah.
like the Alfred.
Marco Kane.
Michael Caine.
Even the guy from the other, like the guy with the like that white as hell hair. I
Yeah.
don't know what that guy's name is, but like he was fantastic, like really fit.
He's the only returning cast member in all 4 of those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who was Alfred in the last one? in Ben
Oh,
Affleck.
Jeremy Irons.
That
I didn't particularly like Jeremy Irons. I like Jeremy Irons in general, but I didn't think it was a great compelling
I thought he was
version
good.
of the.
I don't think it was
I
a
just
well-written Alfred.
they didn't write him
Like,
well.
Yeah.
well-written Alfred is like ex-military, became a butler for rich people, and then ended up fathering
Being the Batman.
being Batman's pretty much surrogate father.
Yeah.
That's a good Alfred. A bad Alfred is like, I'm getting drunk with my business associate, which was Jeremy Irons' Alfred.
And I sit at the computer. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Never once do you see me be a butler.
Never once
He pays people for that.
where like Michael Caine, you'd see him like bringing shit like to Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or he'd like remember there's like 3 scenes in Batman Begins where Michael Caine like just like rips open the blinds
Yep.
and he's like, even for Playboy like vigilantes, 3 o'clock is pushing it. And
Yeah.
like he has breakfast there, like an antacid. He
Yep.
drinks some
Glass of
fucking
orange juice
yeah,
and
and
shit.
like then he gets up and he starts doing push-ups.
With bruises all
Yeah,
over
and he's
him.
got a towel for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's a great
Helpful.
fucking
That's
Batman
nothing.
movie. I can't wait to watch those again. We're gonna watch all 7 before the Batman.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Which are the 7?
the 4 originals and then the 3 Dark Knight trilogy.
When you say we, do you mean us? Or
No,
you
me and Liz. I mean, like we can watch them too.
Because I would like to, at the very least, I'd want to see the Tim Burton ones.
They're
'cause
all
I-
in my
I-
movies
I-
anywhere,
I-
so you can
I
just
wa-
log
I
in.
just watched Mars Attacks the other day.
Great movie.
Great movie. I hadn't seen any in years. I'm on a Burton kick right now.
Okay.
I'm a Burton man right
I just
now.
watched Beetlejuice the other day for the
I
first
also
time.
just watched Beetlejuice right before Mars Attacks.
What'd you
I love
think?
Beetlejuice.
Mhm.
Fucking great.
I watch it all the time.
I've
Yeah.
never seen it before, but
That's
the
crazy.
part that I found the funniest was when Michael Keaton was giving Beetlejuice his like credentials.
Yeah, oh, and that was improv.
Yeah, I love the part where he's like, and you're talking to a dead guy. I was cracking up at that
I
scene.
studied at Harvard.
Yeah, I studied at Harvard undergraduate. So great.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's great.
I'm just like not in love with Tim Burton. Like I've probably seen it as a kid, but I've never like as an adult like consciously seen The Nightmare Before Christmas the whole way through. And I've heard that's
I
like
didn't grow up with that. Like
I
a lot.
found
I
out
did,
why
yeah.
it's called Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. He didn't direct it. He wrote the fucking kids book that it's based off of.
Well, like, and all the art style is him
Yeah.
too. I'm sure.
Yes, yeah. Well, no, that's like all the art you see in the film is very similar, if not exactly the same as what he put in the book.
I'm assuming he like worked with the art department though, because he.
Oh yeah,
he
for
was-
sure.
he was on
also a
set,
producer.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
also a producer too. So
Yeah, no, that one's really good. I really like The Corpse Bride.
Never saw that one.
It's
No.
good.
Sweeney?
It's good.
Oh, yeah,
didn't-
Sweeney's great. I love
I was
Sweeney.
not crazy about that.
Well, we were musical theater kids growing up. So.
That's fair. But
still
still.
Yeah, that's
still
true.
a musical theater kid. Andrew Garfield, theater kid.
Theater kid.
That's why he plays Spider-Man. Like, ooh.
all theatric.
And,
Yeah.
What's it? Tick Tick Boom.
Tick 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 boom.
Jonathan Larson.
No, that's his name. Tick tick.
Yeah,
And Mr. Boom.
Mr.
Mr.
Boom.
Boom.
5 minutes, Mr. Boom.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to the Batman trailer though. So, all right, I think them cutting in like the story stuff with the car chase, like the way that's filmed, like how you see the Batmobile skid out and like the tires there, and then you see Penguin's car like tumbling forward. I was like, I'm gonna love that.
Yeah.
That looks good. I think that's the end of the movie though. I think that's gonna be after
Probably.
Oh.
the main plot wraps up.
Do you think Penguin's going to be a big part of it?
No,
Or
he's
just like a
apparently
secondary-
he has like only like 5 or 6 scenes, and this
think
movie's
that's- I
2.5
think that's-
long.
I'm tired of these types of movies jam packing in villains, and I'm okay with them like setting up like breadcrumbs for future movies. Like if it's all about the Riddler, cool, and Selena Kyle's there as like
Yeah.
a romantic thing, and then maybe she's a villain later. Like I just don't.
I
want, I don't want.
definitely-
I don't want too many balls in the air.
Right, I definitely agree with that. But the thing that I love what they've done with Batman with the past few years is because like the best rogues gallery out of any comic book character is Batman or Spider-Man. Like take your pick. Everybody knows the whole roster of villains, right?
Right.
And they're all really good villains. So what they've done with Batman though is recently like they have just integrated as many villains as possible, but they made them integral parts of the world, like Gotham City. Like Oswald, like
Right.
he's not technically playing Penguin, he's playing Oswald Cobblepot.
Right.
And Oswald Cobblepot in the lore of Batman
is
like he would know Bruce Wayne because they're both like upper crust, you know what I mean?
Socialites.
Yeah, socialites.
I think that's a great approach to make Gotham a living, breathing city.
yeah,
right.
And he's reprising his role for the Gotham series they're doing
Yeah.
on HBO
Oh, yeah?
Max. Yeah,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I really like this one. I feel it's taking a lot of like the Arkham kind of like all of the Arkham games, like that
Yeah.
kind of like world building style
Yeah.
of it, and it's really integrating it in that way. Like you said, everybody has a cohesive.
Have you ever
part.
played the Arkham games?
I watched. What was the first one?
Arkham Asylum.
I watched Kevin Foley play
Okay.
that one.
So I would recommend
I like to watch.
that or watch.
Look.
I like to watch. I would recommend you either watch or play.
Watch yourself some gameplay.
Yeah, Arkham City, because that's a good example of I think what they're going for here.
100%.
Where like Oswald Cobblepot is in charge of the Iceberg Lounge, and everybody knows he runs a gang out of there, and his street name is the Penguin. It's not like I am the and like his monocle is not a monocle. It's the bottom of a glass bottle that got shoved in his eye in
Yeah.
a bar fight like 20 years ago, and the doctors told him if he took it out, he could bleed to death, so he just leaves it in there. Like that type of
That's fucked up.
yeah, exactly. And like there's these missions with Victor Zsasz, which if you guys aren't familiar with Zsasz, you guys know he's a serial killer. For people who don't know, he's the serial killer in Batman's universe. And the way he becomes a serial killer in that game, the lore of that game is the missions are Victor Zsasz kills someone and leaves their body near a payphone. So you pick up the phone
Yeah.
and he tells you some story while you're tracing his call through like this little mini game. And part of that is like how he like took a life for the first time. And it was when he hit rock bottom because he goes, because Cobblepot cheated me out of my money and he threw me out of his lounge. It's like, you know, they're building
interconnected
and
stories.
it's not contrived or convoluted. It's like, no, that makes sense. Like why Zsasz is in that position, or like that, you know, these are like tapes you can listen to. You know, another example would be like how they were doing this one recording for someone. I think it was like Killer Croc. I think it was, or maybe Two-Face. It was one of the villains. I can't remember who it was. But while the person that's interviewing him is like, oh no, this was another Zsasz thing. It was like a Zsasz interview tape or something. And they say like, you know, you live alone. And like, she's like, how do you know that? And he's like, it's like, and I know that you have like your cup next to your this and that. Like, it shows you that they're out in the world doing shit, you know?
Which I think is like a better practical approach to world building with it, because when you have like a lot of these things, a lot of these other movies, it's like it's like the bullshit stuff with the Avengers, where it's like,
what were they doing when all this? Other
what were
shit
they
was
doing?
going on?
Yeah, it's like you kind of like.
I just had an argument about that with someone this past week, and I'm just like, bro, like, get over it.
No, I know, but like you don't have an answer for it, or there isn't an answer for it. And I know it's just kind of like, dude, it's not part of that story. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it is. It's like, no, this story focuses on this character and who they immediately affect.
I think that that's a symptom of a bigger problem. It's like where everything is these big, huge,
Cataclysmic,
global,
yeah.
cataclysmic events. Where it's like, if you focus on smaller, more intimate stories,
Well,
you avoid that problem.
Which is like
I mean,
Falcon
look at
Winter Soldier.
but also-
they did that.
Right.
that
but also
way.
look at No Way Home. It was a cataclysmic event, but it directly tied to the personal story of the main character.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Avengers have to fight this existential threat. It's like
and like
just him.
for most of the movie, like nobody else would really know what's going on.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, but getting back to Batman, I agree. I think start building out these characters, make them exist without making them the main focus of so it doesn't just like, oh, villain just appears out of nowhere 2-3 movies into
Well,
it.
that's
It's like,
the
And that's
thing.
that's my other note
Yep,
is that
yep.
like this looks like this movie has a strong understanding of the Batman mythos, how Selina and Bruce would interact. This looks like it's taking quite a lot from New 52, like a shit ton.
Yeah.
like,
like-
what?
Oh, well, specifically the way Batman is portrayed and like the way that the actual like the color palette
The gutters.
looks. Yeah, the gutters.
His age,
I think I
everything like
have
that.
Court of Owls like right over there, the first like issue of the Court of Owls line. If you look at some of the imagery in that comic book, and then you look at this trailer, you'd be like, I could see it. I could see what they're pulling from. You know,
You know what I'd love to see is Robert Pattinson be Batman for a long time and just do a movie here and there. You know, so it doesn't have to be every 2 years, every 3 years. Imagine if he did a movie and then they come back to it and it's like Batman is now at this stage in his life and all these things have transpired. Like that might be a cool.
So
way
you
to
want
do a
them to
franchise.
intentionally to set out to make legacy sequels?
I mean, I think it's better than like the Star Wars route where it's like every year, every fucking year, we need a new one.
Yeah.
And like if they thought it out and really planned
Well,
to build
That's
it,
an argument
Well,
with the producers.
Robert
Well-
Pattinson could then go live his life and do other passion projects in between and then come back and do this big, huge
Well,
mega movie.
Mega
What's
movie.
his name? Matt Reeves is an incredible filmmaker, and I'm sure he has a whole like they signed up for a trilogy and everything. I'm sure he has a
Yeah.
whole story plotted out. I'm sure he has a very clear vision of what he wants to do. I mean, you guys have seen the Planet of the Apes movies he's made, right?
I saw the first one. I didn't
Oh,
love it.
then you haven't even seen the
And-
ones he directed.
I love I'm a big, huge fan of the original
Yeah.
1960s Planet of the Apes. You know what my first email address was?
What?
Cornelius Planet.
Oh, that's
at
right.
AOL.com.
Yeah. You're out.
Cornelius
Love it.
was one of the apes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I was a big nerd back then too.
The ones he directed, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, yes. They were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where the third one, like the trailers for the movie, sell you a totally different movie than you get.
Really?
Oh
Maybe.
yeah.
It seemed to me like it was like very focused on the war aspects, which is like not really my
and
thing.
it's not that at all. I would
War.
say like not even close. There's
Or
maybe 20 minutes of
Diplomacy,
that.
like
No, not
No?
even. It's
All right.
really weird. It's a weird. There's some weird stuff. There's even like
what about Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes?
the worst thing that he's ever done. Probably.
I liked it as a kid. I don't know
anymore?
if I'd like it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, right. Okay.
I haven't seen it since I
Recently,
was a kid.
yeah,
But, Mark Wahlberg.
I remember when it
Mark
came
Wahlberg.
out.
Tim Burton
I remember when
movie.
it
What
came out
That's weird.
at Blockbuster. We rented it and we like watched it as a family. And I remember like halfway through being like, "This is stupid."
I don't like
I was like, "This is so dumb."
I was just excited that like a franchise that I really loved was being rebooted, and like the makeup was incredible.
But
Like,
what's the ending? The ending.
I don't remember.
No, the ending.
The
He crash
ending
lands
is-
and the Lincoln Monument is a monkey.
Right,
But it's
well, that's
like-
them trying to top the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
But there's also the whole plot about like basically it turns out that Mark Wahlberg going off into the Planet of the Apes is what caused Planet of the Apes in the first place because his ship goes through the time warp to find him and crash lands thousands of years prior.
Yeah.
And the apes on his ship create Planet of the Apes. So
Yeah. So he's like the Messiah or whatever.
the,
some
well, the ape that
the ape Jesus.
the ape comes down in his little fucking personal
Yeah.
his spaceship and it's like he's Jesus.
shit.
Some interesting shit going on. I don't know.
So
Batman.
Yeah.
The
So
Batman.
Batman.
I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah. And
I'm
it
trying
sucks.
to keep my expectations low because I am really stoked, but I also don't want to go into this like I did with the Matrix and then leave. With
Well,
like,
it sucks for us because like
depression.
That's
for
fair.
me, this is my most anticipated thing of next year. So I mean of this year,
This
year,
and
yeah.
it's the
When is
first big thing. It's March 4th.
Yeah.
So
I think Robert
Also,
Pattinson is gonna be a
we
real
have-
good fucking
Good choice.
Batman.
Very
Yeah.
good
I'm gonna let you guys know right now. We had a guest tried to book March 4th to come on.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we moved him a week back, but he totally understood. You guys want to know who he is?
Kai.
No. His name is Andrew Boxman.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm
Yes.
so stoked.
That's
Yes.
what's up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Danny.
He hit me up.
Danny's
too.
got to
Yeah.
be the one that's got to skip out on that week.
That's just what I said. This will be it because we all went to Monmouth. So, all right. So, moving
Dude,
on.
I'm so happy.
I
to hear
know.
that.
I know.
That's gonna be great.
I
It's gonna be
know.
a real good
so,
time.
hopefully you can get Timbaland on. So,
We'll have him call into the
yeah.
show.
Oh no, Flow Rider. That's
Flo
who it
Rida,
is.
yeah.
Sorry, my
We all
bad.
know what you're saying.
Yeah. So the Flash news. So this was something that I told you guys not to look up beforehand because I wanted to get your
I'm
your
glad I
reaction.
didn't look it up because
Yeah.
I don't remember you saying. that.
Okay. So the Flash is coming out in fall of this year. It is trying to
Whoa.
emulate the same style as what we just saw in No Way Home. And so potential
The style
spoilers.
or the premise.
A little bit of both.
I think the style is probably not going to be similar.
So, potential spoilers, everybody listening, but let's just get into it. So, The Flash, okay? Potential leaks suggest that the end of this movie will affect the entire DCU, and they will be erasing Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck's Superman and Batman from canon. Just getting rid of them altogether. Which makes sense because the two of them are out, as far as I know.
Yep.
This will allow for a full return of Michael Keaton's Batman as confirmed by his casting in the HBO Max movie as Batman.
So he's not going to be just like a cameo. He's going to be...
He's going to have an integral part of the Flash.
He's
and
now the
moving
Batman.
forward.
Not just the Flash, DC.
Yes.
But with Gal Gadot and...
I guess.
And Aquaman.
I guess.
That's we. I just want a clean slate. I'd love for Keaton to come back, but
the Batman exists in its own thing, and they were like, "This will They were like, "This
Yeah.
will literally
Does not
never
touch
anything we have going on over here. This is its own thing in its own world. Don't ever ask."
I was kind of hoping that would lead to a new DC universe with like new Superman and new like Gal Gadot is great. I haven't seen the Aquaman movies. I did see 1984. That sucked, but her performance was okay.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa. I haven't seen any of his movies, but he does the part well. But I just want to
Duncan, Idaho.
I want
Duncan, Idaho.
I want to get past the fucking Snyder era.
All right, so
I understand.
More evidence of this mounted, as confirmed by Ben Affleck himself, because he said that the upcoming Flash movie will be his final performance as Batman.
He will be showing the side of his penis.
And he also said that it's it's the work that he's done as Batman that he's 100% the most proud of. And there's pictures of him on set, smiling, having a good time. He's in good shape. There's pictures of him on the bat cycle and everything. So I'm sure he has an action sequence or two. But the whole premise is for like him. I don't know if he'll die, but I think it's something like he'll be erased from reality, and that'll be like canon. Like that's how they get rid of Ben Affleck's Batman. And it's cool that like he was like, yeah, I'll do it, as opposed to you just writing him out, like right. You know. And so the reason why this is why this is going the way it is because he said that he hated doing Justice League, and that's when he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Now, he could have just left, but I think he respects everyone like he's made these movies with enough to be like, hey, why don't you properly write me out? You know what I mean? As opposed to like, fuck this, you know? So, and I mean, like, listen, he went back and he played Batman for Snyder. He played Batman, and this, I mean, they're got to be cutting him crazy.
Made him get a reach around, and he still do it.
Happened.
So, so that's what might be looking. I mean, listen, you guys know me. The fuck, you guys know me. We
got a bumblebee in here.
A bumblebee. I loved Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he was great. Like I thought his Batman, like the costume was really cool. I thought the cave was cool. I thought all the shit around him was cool. Just put him in a good fucking movie.
I think that colored a lot of my opinion. Like if I'm looking at it like objectively, like I don't hate him as Batman. I just hate all of the Batman stories they've done.
It's also one of those things where like he even confirmed that like it was my choice to walk away from Batman, from starring and from his own Batman movie because he was just like, you know, first of all, wearing that suit and setting up shots is probably the most fucking agonizing thing you can do.
Fair point.
You know what I mean? So if he's like got to take that thing off and like people got to like screw him out of it and everything, right? Then bend over. Then the
I'm sorry, Ben. We have to.
Yeah,
it's the only way.
And then the other thing is like, then it was like Matt Reeves is just gonna direct, and I'm sure Matt Reeves is like, well, I kind of want to do my own thing. So that's when they were like spun this off and like, okay, you do your own thing over here, and we'll just finish him up.
It feels like everything that they're doing. I'm glad that it's going the way that it is, but everything feels like a reaction.
Yes, well,
and
it
I'm
is.
Tired of it's like
the right wing politics of superhero movies.
It really
it's
is.
just reactionary.
Where it's like so much of Marvel is purposeful, and it's like these movies. It's just like you're taking like I was more of a DC guy growing up. Not that I was big into superheroes, but like Batman is the fucking coolest, and it's like they're like just not giving any care to it at all.
I know.
They're treating it with disrespect.
And so honestly, I would kill for a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill. I
just want anything with Henry Cavill. He needs
a fair shot at like somebody who gives a shit about the material and understands it, not Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Bring back Brendan Routh.
He is playing Superman.
I
He's
know.
playing Superman on
And
CW.
I think he's a better fit for the role.
I love Henry Cavill.
That movie,
But
yeah,
it might be a writing thing again because it's just the Zack Snyder take.
Because Henry
of, like,
Cavill's really fucking good as Geralt. Like he's awesome in that show.
Yeah,
I
he's
think it's
insane
more-
in The Witcher.
And I haven't even seen Man of Steel. I've only seen BVS and Justice League.
Yeah.
But it's like I think it's just the writing of the character, the dour, like Zack Snyder take has kind of soured me on any of the. I'm like, I'm just done.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. We'll go see this one together
Robert
too,
Pattinson.
and we'll see how.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Oh yeah,
This will be one that we go
this will
see
be a good
together.
one.
Like we're gonna go see Scream next weekend.
Scream,
Ice cream.
ice cream.
So if you guys could let's say we had this blank slate, nobody from the Zack Snyder DC universe, starting with Robert Pattinson, who would you cast out around him as his Justice League characters?
Oh, okay. Immediately, Wonder Woman, Kristen Stewart. It's got to be done
Interesting.
Why?
because Twilight.
Oh yeah, I did not make the connection. I was
I
just
didn't
like,
either.
I don't know if she could be. I don't just for the fun of it.
Alfred, Chris Christopherson. Okay? Literally, that guy's been waiting on an Alfred call for years. The closest he
Honestly,
got
yeah.
was Whistler and Blade. But
I'm not
Superman, Thomas Hayden Church. Aquaman, Ron Perlman.
That's an interesting a dad Ron like Aquaman
Yeah,
kind of
it-
character.
I'm trying to avoid a lot of the older actors filling these roles because then you have to write them into old curmudgeons.
I'm so fucking tired of being underwater.
You got all these.
I can't light my
these
cigar.
middle-aged
The
men who are
Flash,
still hung up on their parents.
The Flash,
dying.
Yeah,
Timothy
right.
Chalamet.
He would probably be in he
Who
would be
play
a
Grimace.
he would probably find his way into that universe if
Yeah.
they recast it.
Yeah, he's got a good face for the Flash.
Oh, he's got a good face for camera,
Yeah.
just in general. Like
His
if you
face
put
has come
Yeah.
gutters.
his face and my face next to each other on camera, the camera that had my face would literally crack. It would the lens.
Oh no.
that camera knows what it's missing out on.
It couldn't live a life knowing that.
Can't do
Just
it.
kill me.
All right. Well, speaking of living life, so first episode of the year, we want to talk about last year, right? Because why look
A
ahead?
retrospective.
Let's live in the past. Holy shit.
'Cause nothing ahead looks great.
So,
Nothing backward really looks that great either.
yeah, it's kind of just a big cesspool of bullshit right now all around us.
But we get revisionist nostalgia about last year now.
That's
right.
true. That's true. Okay, so when I made these lists, right, I tried to keep it in between like stuff that we've talked about and stuff that's in the bigger conversation. So it's here and there, that type of
It's
stuff.
all relevant.
All relevant, yes. So we're just gonna kick it right off. This is the best and worst of 2021. So I'm just gonna
Pat
have
edition.
a list of stuff that we've covered and like bigger conversation shit, and we're just gonna say what's the best and what's the worst out of that list. And this is the 100% objective take. You cannot disagree with this. Like,
This is
This is
The
it.
word
This-
of God.
Yeah, this is
On God.
pretty much.
And that's on God, baby girl.
Oh, I didn't
Thank
know
you.
that's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting
All
for.
right, you guys
He's
ready?
like, wait.
It's there, I promise.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. So first up, Marvel movies. 2021, we had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home.
This is not
Man,
a contest.
not a great lineup other than one movie.
You didn't like Shang-Chi?
Eternals was fucking the best.
Yeah, I like.
So you guys want to say it at the same time? 1, 2,
Wait, which one?
three.
Which one?
Eternals.
It's the worst?
Is
I
the
was saying it's
best. Yeah,
no.
no.
But no,
Yeah.
I think the best is obviously
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
All right, but the worst. That's give us the contenders again.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals.
It is Eternals. Like
it is a Eternals.
there's no-
way out in front.
But I think like they're all bad. Black Widow was just like blah.
Black Widow's action sequences were cool. I liked the action. I liked the visuals from it. Aside
Oh, that's way better now.
Oh,
aside from the story, obviously
was
because
over there, it was better. Oh,
didn't, like
damn.
the story
This
doesn't
whole
matter.
time.
It's not relevant. You just
All these years.
all these years wasted.
You're just introducing Florence Pugh as like, putting her into that world.
Yelena.
You need somebody else
Yelena.
to do a shoddy accent.
Yeah. All right. So
I love her.
But wait, so Eternals, Black Widow, and what? Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Okay, Shang-Chi was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, and then Eternals.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
best
I would
to
agree
worst.
with that.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Jess,
Would
where you
agree
at?
with that, Jess?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
To a
good.
T,
We're
exactly.
moving on.
To a T.
I think
To a
most
Tom
people
Holland
are
T.
there.
Oh.
So, all right, Marvel TV shows. We have WandaVision, which I forgot was
That
this
was
year. That was this
2021?
year. Yes. WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, and What If.
Okay.
So read them again slowly.
WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, and What If. Best and worst for me. Best is WandaVision. Worst is Loki. I think Loki is absolute dog
Dude,
water.
Loki is number 2 for me. WandaVision absolutely still for number 1 because
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't think any of the other shows ever reached the quality of WandaVision.
my sister watched WandaVision and she does not comics.
The
at
ending of
all.
that show is one of the most emotionally satisfying endings I've seen in a while.
I'm tempted to say Hawkeye, but
As your favorite?
as my favorite. But I think WandaVision did more. But I found the beginning really kind of boring and lackluster. I didn't
WandaVision?
WandaVision.
Well,
I didn't buy
now
into it
what I
until
think-
episode 3, 4.
I think that's what most
That was
people
Hawkeye
did.
for me.
Hawkeye, it was slower. I look
But
at
you
it
think
like
about
this.
WandaVision now, though, dude. Like them at the table, like in the second episode when they have dinner with the other family, and Kitty from that 70s show is like, "Oh, Wanda, please stop it, please." It's like she's coming off
On a
like,
rewatch.
please, yeah,
Oh, yeah, no,
But upon a
rewatching
rewatch,
is really
she's
good.
really begging. Like, there's all these like right in front of your face.
Maybe so. I just found myself like it's like the difference between watching baseball and football. I don't like watching football because everything is start and stop. Whereas
Baseball, nothing happens.
Baseball is even keeled, so it's all like exactly what what you're gonna get the whole time, all the way through. Which I felt like Hawkeye, although it didn't reach the same heights, it was consistent. Whereas WandaVision was kind of some were good and some were not.
I agree with you on that. Like
Ralph Boner.
Hawkeye had a very smooth arch throughout
Yeah.
the entire story of the of the first season.
And you compare that to Falcon Winter Soldier, which was just like
where are we going?
pretty uneven throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
That felt like an hour-and-a-half movie that they strung across 7
Yeah.
hours.
What about you, Jess?
Hold on. Okay, so WandaVision would also be my number 1. I didn't hate Loki as much.
No, I'm with you, Jess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Loki.
I don't.
I will say that the last episode was kind of disappointing because the the Kang the Conqueror guy, he was just kind of talking and
Let me explain.
not really saying.
My
Let
evil
me,
plot.
let me explain my plot and the plot of the entire
You're
show.
monologuing.
Yeah.
You got me monologuing.
But I liked the whole series and introducing variants into it, which I'm sure is going to come back in some
Doctor
other
Strange.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's
Oh,
going to be
right,
a season
yes,
2
exactly.
of Loki. So
yeah, Loki
Yeah.
will return.
Put it back in the box.
I never finished Hawkeye because
Neither
that was
did
kind
I.
of I don't know. I just didn't know where
It's worth
it was
finishing.
going. I might revisit it, but
All right.
I never finished that.
So what are we saying is worst?
Um,
I think
feel like
Falcon
What If
Winter
doesn't
Soldier.
Falcon
might-
Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, what if I feel like I do want to put that in a different category,
Yeah.
but I
I
found
also
that
liked What If. I wouldn't put it at the bottom.
yeah, I would say that or Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon
probably
Winter Soldier
bottom.
is easily my bottom.
Yeah.
So Loki,
No, but and you're not in the popular opinion
I
with that.
I feel like
which is so weird. I thought the door was oopening. I don't know why.
it's the raccoon.
it's Judy.
She's back. Okay.
I like Tom, not Tom Holland, Tom Hiddleston.
I
Yeah.
really
But now
like.
thinking about I really felt like that show could have benefited from being a little bit longer and not trying to squeeze so much story into so few episodes.
That is the main criticism I have. I loved the world building. I loved his acting. I the story was a little bit like you said, it was a little rough how the execution of the story was
Yeah.
rough.
You know what I loved about WandaVision? Every Friday, I ordered pizza, and I watched the new episode of WandaVision with Liz, We got wrapped up in the mystery of it all. And then afterwards, I played Rust till 4 a.m. with you two. Every
this
Friday.
is the revisionist nostalgia that I'm talking about.
Every Friday we did that for
Yeah.
a while.
The pandemic was great in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it really was. So moving on.
So wait, just to restate. So WandaVision #1, Falcon and Winter Soldier is at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a voting thing. I think
I
everybody
think just like
says-
like
yeah.
that.
No,
that
we
would
said this is objectively the
Oh,
truth.
you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Falcon Winter Soldier at the bottom. So, video games that we played this year: Back 4 Blood, Far Cry 6, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty Vanguard, Rust. All things we covered on the show.
I mean, Rust didn't.
I mean, the
come
best
out
is
this
Halo
year.
Infinite.
I think
can't-
I agree
How could
with
it not
that.
be?
I also didn't play.
And Back 4 Blood is the worst.
I didn't play COD. I also didn't play.
What
were your list again?
2 of them.
What was your list again?
Back 4 Blood, Far Cry 6, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty Vanguard, and Rust.
Yeah, I played 1, 3, and 5. So I can't vote on those other two.
So Rust is just included because we
played it.
We played it. That's a soul-sucking game, but I think it's a really good game.
Jess, have you ever played Rust?
No, I haven't.
It is.
It is like Minecraft.
If you
on
want
hard.
depression, that's the game for you.
Well, that's.
I don't want it, but I have it. Let me tell you.
Look, I don't need any
you
more.
want it worse?
That's one of those games
You want to
where,
know why?
like, that game it's so when you play it, you're playing on a server that is always active. So even if you're offline, your character just goes to sleep, which means they just lay down where they're at, and you have
don't
to.
build a house with fucking windows.
You got to make sure that you build a house, otherwise people will come like in a certain way. Otherwise, people are going to come over.
You don't want too good of a house, or people will see it and want it.
It's like you have to like put up airs on being like, oh, it looks like I have shit. You don't want to come and raid me.
I think
While
what we do next
secretly-
time is we do the little hut on top and just hollow out a cave underneath.
Yeah.
You know?
We live in the submarines next time.
Are we going to play Rust when you guys go home?
I don't
Not
know.
tonight?
Not tonight.
No.
You're like-
Rust is you got to plan a whole week around it.
Yeah,
I-
Rust
all
you
right,
need like
well,
every other day.
Well, I'm getting infected with the bug right now, so figure it out. Anyway,
COVID?
so
All right,
okay,
so what's number 1?
the worst is Back 4 Blood.
The
sure.
only one that we've played.
Yeah, and my best is Halo.
Halo was great. Halo really just took what I remember from like, Xbox 360 Halo
I made it Fortnite.
and they didn't even make it Fortnite. They didn't do all the other bullshit with it. It still is like a really straightforward, just like,
I meant the monetization.
well, like I'm not paying for it. You may no.
Worst game? Back 4 Blood.
Back 4
Best
Blood.
game? Halo Infinite, I think. Yeah. All right. Non-Marvel TV shows. The Witcher, Squid Games, Love, Death, and Robots, Invincible.
That's really
one
hard.
more time. Give it.
The Witcher, Squid Games, Love, Death, and Robots, Invincible.
That's hard.
I think just not only because of how much I enjoyed it, but because it's like it lit the world on fire. Squid Games has to be number 1.
I don't put it as my number one.
I want to say Invincible as well because I really enjoyed that. But again, it's like a matter of like how even the delivery was, where there were some episodes that were iffy, whereas Squid Games across the board was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I love The Witcher season 2. I thought that was really good, but I also don't feel like it gripped me as hard as Squid Games did. You know what I mean?
No.
And then I mean Invincible it was fucking awesome. though.
I really, really liked Invincible.
Well, Jess.
We can't see
We're
your
just-
face, but
just-
there's just
I
a
can't see
person
your
over
face.
there.
Because I'm a girl, I'm
yeah.
The girl in my life.
Woman.
I'm ashamed to say that I did not watch any of these.
What?
Wait,
No,
none
I-
of them?
You've watched none of these?
Wait, list them one more time.
The Witcher,
No,
Squid Games.
no.
How have you
What?
avoided
How have you
Squid
avoided
Game?
Squid
I only watched
Game.
the first episode of Squid Game.
Get
That's-
out.
Yeah,
Get out now.
right now. Love, Death, and Robots.
No, I didn't even know that. I
Invincible.
thought people didn't like that show in the
No.
first season.
Season 1 was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, season 1. I don't know how it got
I've
online.
never seen season 1.
I thought
so-
season 2 was one of the most disappointing things
Yeah.
of this year, so I might put that at the bottom.
Yeah, season 1 of Love, Death, and Robots I feel was super innovative and
Okay.
just gave you little drops
Yeah.
of things.
So season 2 of Love, Death, and Robots, I probably put at the bottom too. Out of this list, And then
Yeah. So it's
Squid Game #1, pretty much. Yeah.
Squid, Invincible,
Witcher.
Witcher.
Love.
I didn't see it, but I take your word for it.
Yeah. I would put it as number 3, not because it's bad, but it's just that Invincible and
There's
Squid
too
Game
much. Yeah,
were
it's
better.
just too strong of a category.
I also don't know if like I mean, I really, really like Squid Game, don't get me wrong. I don't know if it was just because it was everywhere forever that I got really burnt out on, or I got like, it got oversaturated for me, and I don't know if that's affecting like where I want to put it.
I think it's like the fact that it was able to connect with me emotionally and I cared about the characters, and it also like had a commentary on society and, you know, like our economy and all that shit. Whereas Invincible is doing a lot of those things, but it didn't make me like question so much. It was more like, wow, this is a really interesting story.
Invincible was like really hearkening back to, I feel like, when I was younger, like those like Cartoon Network shows.
Like pretty violent for Cartoon
Well,
Network.
like that, you know, like that
The
kind
adult
of like
version of it.
Well, like yeah, like it reminded me like a lot of like Teen Titans, like that kind of elements
Yeah.
of things. But yeah, I guess Squid Game. I like just for it's like which direction do you want to look?
They're both
Yeah,
great.
they're
We
both
can
great.
agree on both.
Okay. Horror movies.
horror.
First up, A Quiet Place 2, Malignant, The Conjuring 3, Candyman, Last Night in Soho, Halloween Kills.
Okay.
Halloween Kills strictly at the bottom for me.
I
Malignant's
wanted
at the bottom
to
for
say
me.
Malignant, but I hated Halloween Kills.
Yeah. I mean, I really did not like Malignant at all.
What?
I thought
But it had
The
that
fact
cool
that it was-
police
it was-
scene.
And it
I
was
think
super
it was,
original.
It was self-aware of the fact that it was campy, whereas Halloween Kills thought it was so cool and was like, wow, you really fucked this up.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it also like so like I think about like Conjuring 3, you know what I mean? Like the witch thing, like
I
kind of lame.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie, so that should say enough.
Yeah, I think it's like middle of the road. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Can you read me the?
Three.
Yeah.
Exactly. exactly.
Wait.
The Conjuring, the devil
I
made
re-
me do it.
That was
I
the
don't
one
remember
with-
it either, and I love the Conjuring movie.
It
That's
came
the-
out this year. Yeah.
So that was the one where like the there's a priest and the daughter's the witch.
Yeah, something shit like
And
that.
she's doing like they're doing like
Whoa,
death
oh,
curses
whoa, whoa,
with
whoa.
like the
Oh
little.
my god, yeah, I do remember that. I was thinking about this like recently. I'm like, what movie was that? They were like in the tunnels
Crow
underground,
death curse,
and then
yeah.
there was
That was your favorite franchise.
Yeah, that was weird. Wow, I
wasn't
forgot
there like
that
a
was
big
Conjuring
fat
movie.
guy coming
Yeah.
up the stairs?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Lorraine.
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 My heart, Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Oh man,
Please, all these cheeseburgers.
So what was the list again? One more time.
A Quiet Place 2, which is obviously the best.
I think I didn't like the first one, and that second one blew me away.
Malignant, Conjuring 3,
Yeah.
Candyman. I would put
didn't see
Candyman
it.
at a strong number 2.
2.
Last Night in Soho, strong number 3.
I liked that movie, but yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the best part about Last Night in Soho for me was that I was seeing it in a new theater that I'd never been to before, so I like got to take in all the sights and sounds and shit. And not only that, I was in like a Halloween festival, like at Universal Studios. So like I watched that movie, and then when we were done, we grabbed dinner at a spooky place, and then went to a big spooky place. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why that movie like is elevated in my mind, because it's like, oh, I remember where I was when I saw Last Night in Soho,
Yeah.
and it was a pretty solid movie. So did you see it?
I didn't see. it.
Okay, don't ruin anything for him because it's
Okay.
so worth
Is that
it.
Edgar Wright?
Yeah, it's really
I love
good.
Edgar Wright.
It's a really
It's not one of his stronger movies, but it's still really good.
I like him more for his style than anything.
yeah,
he's done.
stylistically it's gorgeous. I think from like a horror, I really like the style of it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a different type of Edgar Wright though. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the it's not the Edgar Wright that you're normally used to.
Baby
and that's-
Driver.
It's not that Edgar Wright at all. It's like it's like Edgar Wright's take on a murder mystery.
on a
pretty
murder
much.
on a picture how he would do like a Sherlock Holmes-esque kind of thing
Okay.
and
Dude,
modernized.
there was so much beautiful camera work in that movie. And like
It's a
the
gorgeous
switching
film.
between her and on. So good.
And
I gotta
it's
watch
really
that movie
it's
again.
really approachable. Like I think that they could have made it really convoluted and confusing with a lot of like the back and forth and shit.
Yeah.
But the way that they did like a lot of the red threads throughout it, and like they
So
made
good.
it real straightforward and approachable.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
a good
check it out.
and it
movie.
has some good commentary too.
Yeah.
About
mental health and
yeah
yeah.
and women in society in general.
Yeah.
What they have to go through. But yeah, okay. Either way, solid number 3 for me on that one for sure.
So number 1,
So number 1 would be Quiet Place 2.
and then
Number 2 is Candyman. Number 3 is
Soho.
Number 4, I would probably put Malignant as number 4.
I would say
They tie at the
Devil
bottom.
Made Me Do It, and then Malignant.
Nah, I'd switch those. And then at the very bottom, Halloween Kills.
Mike, how would you order those?
Where would you land? Where would
What
you?
you said?
Oh, you'd put Conjuring 3 over that?
Conjuring. I had a better
What do
time
you like
watching
better,
Conjuring.
or Malignant?
Malignant, I think. I don't even
tie.
remember The Conjuring 2.
I will say that Malignant
there's a
has
Malignant was
Conjuring movie.
remembered
way
because it was
more
bad.
No,
It was,
I don't
'cause
think
it was like
Malignant was
weirdly
kinda
gross
fun,
and bad.
though.
No, Malignant.
Yeah.
Okay, Malignant is not like people don't outright hate Malignant. There's a very
do.
there are people who do outright hate Malignant, but that movie found its audience, and there's people
Yeah.
who fucking love that movie. And I appreciate Malignant for a couple things. Like one, I think it's a fucking crazy concept. I think it's absolutely wild, and the execution is not that of grounded in reality. It's like this hyper stylized, like the scene with the fucking,
Where she threw the chair.
yes.
That was the only part of the movie I enjoyed in the police station.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, I felt like the story was really like expositionally badly thrown at you, and
It felt
There-
like a teenager, like
it felt
like, oh, wouldn't it be cool?
contrived like that.
Yeah.
Which I like. I don't like calling things contrived.
But it was.
It did create a finally, like, okay, so like, how there's like no like horror villains anymore. Like remember the days where it was like Freddy and Chucky and and all those fucking
your
guys.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
of
your
horror.
Mount Rushmore of horror.
Michael
Talking about-
We got
Myers.
5
Yeah.
Nights at Freddy's, Pat.
I feel like Malignant did that in some capacity for this era. Like you don't have any more original like horror villains like come up.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
I don't think it's anybody that holds like it's not gonna have someone who is like lasting.
You're gonna put Malignant on the same stage as Freddy Krueger.
No, I'm saying like the character, like Gabriel specifically, like his character.
Malignant.
No, Gabriel.
I'm calling Gabriel's his nickname is Malignant.
Okay.
I mean, like from the concept of introducing a new character, yes, but I don't think that they have like sticking power.
We'll see. We'll see.
No, I'll be right.
My
It's
money's
okay.
on Malignant staying around though.
So I have a movie question before we move on. What theater do we usually go to?
Linden.
Linden. You ever been to the Paramus Theater?
Yes.
Have you seen a movie in IMAX there?
Yes, I saw The Dark Knight Rises.
Is the front row worth it?
no.
There's a movie that I want to see, and the only available seats
What
left.
movie is it?
So you know how the Beatles Get Back
Uh-huh.
came out? So they're doing a special, like extended cut of the rooftop concert.
Oh,
It's
cool.
an hour and a half, and it's only in select theaters on January 30th, which is the 53-year anniversary of the actual rooftop concert. And the closest theater is Paramus, and it's already sold out.
Yeah.
So
Where's the
except
other
for
theater?
some seats in the front row.
Yeah.
Do you know where the
It's
second-
also in North Jersey, but it's the same thing. We're only
I was gonna
front
say
row.
anything north up here is gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah,
oversaturated.
and then nothing. That's the only 2 theaters in New Jersey.
All right.
I also checked some New York and Pennsylvania, and they're all sold out as well.
All right. Ready? Here we go,
Damn.
boys. Action movies. So we got Free Guy, Matrix Resurrections, The Tomorrow War, No
I forgot about
No
that.
Time to Die, Mortal Kombat.
What time did we even watch that?
No.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Godzilla vs Kong, and Dune.
Dune.
Dune
Dune is the best
Dune.
by
You gotta-
far.
yeah,
And it's not. It
that
doesn't
would-
even have that much action.
That
in
is
it.
an action movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I would say the worst one of these is definitely The Matrix.
can you read them through again?
Just because
Free
it was such a
Guy.
big disappointment.
Matrix, Tomorrow War, No Time to Die, Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs Kong, Dune. Funnily enough, you guys, Mortal Kombat is the highest streamed new release on HBO Max.
I didn't hate Mortal Kombat.
I didn't love it. It was just like middle of the road.
Yeah.
I didn't love it, but I mean, I think Godzilla vs Kong and shit. What I'm like not letting these stick. Oh, and the Tomorrow War. I liked Tomorrow War from like but I like kind of a concept with it. But I think they just like shit the bed doing it.
Yeah.
I know the Matrix was bad, but do you think it was worse than like Tomorrow War?
I didn't see Tomorrow War. I wasn't there for that episode. But I think like I was so fucking amped for The Matrix, and it was such a disaster.
I can't believe you let yourself get that way when you know how Lana Wachowski's made movies since The Matrix.
But it's just, I don't know. I
I tempered my
that-
expectations.
that franchise means so much to me, and it
Right.
just like, I don't know. Like 100%. That's my bottom of the
bottom.
barrel.
I would agree that it's bottom for me.
Yeah, I didn't see Tomorrow War, so I can't really comment on that. I thought Kong and
Gorilla vs. Kong.
Godzilla
Monkey
versus-
Lizard.
Yeah, thank you.
Big monkey.
Big monkey
I
versus
thought
other
that
monkey.
was just like there was some cool action sequences, but I thought it was a really like the plot was terrible.
Mhm.
There's a lot of bad action movies this year, huh?
Yeah. What else do we have?
I would say number 1 is Dune, and
Uh,
the bottom is Matrix Resurrections.
What else do we have in the middle there?
Free Guy.
Free Guy's number 2, I think.
Yeah, I
It
think
was dumb, but it was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. No Time to Die. I don't
Didn't
think I
see it.
saw
I did-
that
I
either.
don't- I
I'm
didn't
gonna
see
guess
it.
that's up towards the top though. It's James
Mortal
Bond.
Kombat.
Middle,
Middle.
right there. 4.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah,
Down.
Free Guy.
You already said
Up. And Dune.
Down. Up.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're all kind of on the same page there.
All right. What about you, Jess?
I don't
How many of those did you see?
Oh my God.
None.
You haven't seen The Matrix yet?
No, I'm never going to.
That's
Yeah,
understandable.
keep it that way.
Yeah, I
Fair
never
enough.
saw any
Yeah.
of them, and now I'm
At
I'm
least
not.
watch the first one.
Literally just watch
The
the
first
first
one's
one.
worth watching. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if
Okay,
it
I'll do
changes
it.
your life, then watch 2.
And then
Okay.
we'll apologize
If you
for
still
it.
like it,
If
watch
you start
3.
wearing like leather dusters and sunglasses all the time, then watch
then
2.
we'll ask you not to come back. So
Okay. I'll,
She's
I'll
like, I
order
know
one right now.
She's like, I know how to leave.
Just starts
my
squeaking
ticket
through
to
the hall.
freedom. Wait. The glass. Yeah, I got it all planned out. Don't worry.
all right. So best comic book movie out of all the comic book movies:
Spider-Man.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Suicide Squad, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, and Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
Wait,
What
what?
was
Yeah,
Snake
what is
Eyes?
that?
That's-
Snake Eyes is the G.I. Joe movie. They came out this year that we did not go see, and
Is that a
nobody
comic
saw.
book?
Did
Is G.I.
anyone
Joe
go
a
see
comic
that?
book?
It has a comic book run attached to it. Yes.
Nobody saw that. No.
No.
Okay, let's exclude Spider-Man.
I think you got to take that out of there.
Why?
Just for the sense of because it clearly will win.
It's a no-brainer.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Run through them again.
All the Marvel movies. So Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals.
None of them were worthwhile except for Spider-Man.
Then Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I kind of want to say Justice League just because it was like such a big improvement.
The Suicide Squad.
That's currently my
That's all-
top.
that's
Venom:
Yeah,
Let
that
There
was
Be
a good one.
Carnage. Snake Eyes.
I'm gonna go Suicide Squad as my top.
I would go Suicide Squad as my top
Is it
too.
crazy that Suicide Squad would be my top, but then number 2
Would be
this-
Zack-
Would be Zack
Zack
Snyder,
Snyder's
yeah.
Justice
How
League.
No.
fucking insane is that?
Did you ever think you'd come around and say that?
No.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League would be number 2, and then number
Which I think,
3.
like would Shang-Chi, so like
number
now
3 would
factoring
probably
back
be
in-
Shang-Chi,
I'd say
Yeah.
so.
and then number 4, Black Widow.
What were the non-Marvel movies that we have left?
Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, all
And
right.
Snake Eyes.
Okay, I'm taking Snake Eyes off the list.
So all right, do Venom or Snake Eyes go below Eternals?
Venom.
No, I would put Venom above Eternals.
Okay. So Eternals
Wow.
is dead last, then Venom, then Snake Eyes.
No, just forget.
You put
Snake
it
Eyes. I'll take it out right now.
What? Snake Eyes?
Snake
Snake
Eyes.
Eyes. God, it's unbelievable how bad Eternals was.
Yeah.
Black. So my list would be from top to bottom, excluding Spider-Man, would be Suicide Squad, Justice League, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Venom, Eternals.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I
You guys would
with
agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah. Jess, you would agree?
Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely saw all those too.
You should go see Eternal. Did you see Eternals or no?
I saw most of it. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
that's right.
That's right. That's right. I remember that.
That's,
I hate that like one of the ones that I actually fully saw was fucking Venom because that was garbage. It was terrible.
Garbage.
All right. So then we have The best at home and in theater HBO Max release.
What a category.
Zack Snyder's
you work
Justice
for
League.
HBO?
Zack Snyder's Justice
TM.
League, Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs. Kong, King Richard, Pretty Little Things, Dune, Reminiscence, Those Who Wish Me Dead, In the Heights, Malignant, The Many Saints of Newark, Space Jam 2, Tom and Jerry, Judas and the Black Messiah.
All right,
I saw like a third of
So,
that.
all right, give us that list one at a time.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Okay, next one.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat,
Okay.
Okay.
Godzilla vs. Kong,
Uh-huh.
King Richard.
Did not see.
Cut that out.
Okay.
That doesn't belong in the
Cut
list.
that. Cut that.
Damn, Will Smith was really good in that movie.
I'm sure he was.
Pretty
Did
Little.
you see it?
Yes.
All right, well, maybe we keep that.
No, it's fine. Pretty Little Things.
Didn't see it. Don't know. What was that
What
one?
That
is
was
that?
Jared Leto's a serial killer.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
That was the one with the Denzel Washington?
Yes, yeah. And Rami Malek.
Yeah.
So then we had Dune,
keep that.
obviously number one.
great.
Reminiscence, obviously the worst.
Keep that in there. No.
No.
Space Jam 2 is in this list.
Those Who Wish Me Dead.
I don't know what that
was
is.
that one?
It's the Angelina Jolie one that we didn't
Cut
watch.
I don't know what
Cut
that
it out.
is.
In the Heights.
Did not see it.
I started watching it and then I just didn't get I
Malignant.
didn't give a
It's too
shit.
long.
Yeah, fuck Malignant.
The Many Saints in Newark.
I didn't see it.
Didn't see it. No.
Jess?
Space Jam
I
2.
did see that.
What did you think?
I know you saw that one.
I watched The Many Saints in Newark.
All right, so keep it in.
It was pretty mid. Space Jam 2.
Keep
That's
it
the
in.
fucking bottom, dude.
Tom and Jerry.
I didn't
Cut
see
it
that.
out.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
I didn't see that one either.
Daniel Kulaz in it. He's really good.
All right, so what's our list now?
Zack
Still pretty
Snyder,
long.
Justice League, Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs. Kong, Reminiscence, Malignant, Many Saints in Newark, Space Jam 2.
Space Jam is definitely the bottom.
Space Jam's the worst.
And then
Space Jam
Dune-
is at the bottom.
and Dune's at the top.
And Dune's at the top.
Whatever else you want to do in the middle, we're fine.
It's
figure
a
it out.
bunch of middle of the road shit.
Yeah, it is really like a bell curve.
Yeah.
Like you have your outliers and then just a bunch of shit in the center.
All right, so Netflix movies that came out in 2021.
How many total?
6.
How many did we see?
Red Notice,
Did not see.
Thunder Force,
Uh,
Tick Tick Boom, Don't Look Up, Fear Street Trilogy, and The Harder They Fall.
I
haven't
saw
seen any
none
of
of
them.
those.
I have seen Don't Look Up and the Fear Street Trilogy.
I do want to see Tick Tick Boom, and I do want to see Don't Look Up.
I agree.
Okay,
So those win.
Yeah,
there you go.
objectively, they're the
Okay,
best.
so this is
'Cause we
just
have
kind
an
of
interest.
this is kind of just open discussion.
Red Notice was the biggest opening, whatever
Yeah.
for Netflix, and I had
What
no
is that one?
fucking interest. It was The
Yeah.
Rock, Gal
The Rock,
Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds.
Reynolds. But Don't Look Up is the most highest streamed thing they've ever had in like a
Right.
time frame or whatever.
But it's like
so.
that movie came out, and it was like the biggest release, and it's like I don't give two
Red Notice
shits
has
about
a
this.
37% on Rotten Tomatoes and
There you
Metacritic.
go.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
so
higher,
this is,
that or Jungle Cruise?
So this is kind of open
Probably
conversation.
Jungle Cruise, dude.
I don't really have lists for this next
Jungle
stuff.
Cruise is double that.
I don't really have like lists for these next stuff. This is more like general conversation. So, best gutters. Who has the best gutters? I would say
in the world, like,
out of
any of the stuff that we just talked about.
might
Who
be
has
The
the-
Rock.
Rock's got some good gutters.
Ryan Reynolds.
He's got good gutters.
He doesn't have
But I'm
in Free
thinking-
Guy. He did
I'm
not have his
thinking-
Deadpool gutters.
I'm thinking of the Collector from What If. Remember his gutters?
True.
Oh,
That's
dude.
what
That's
I'm
a good
saying.
point.
Like, he has good gutters.
Interesting,
Those are gutters that
interesting,
stuck out to me. What about you, Jess?
Oh gosh, so many come to mind. Ugh, let me go through my mental catalog of gutters.
I have these all listed.
I don't know. God, who showed their gutters this year, man?
I'm thinking like the big, like who are like Jason Momoa and
Godzilla.
Godzilla has some gutters.
He does not.
I meant King Kong.
God gutters.
Those are some god tier gutters.
God gutters.
I think it's either The Rock, Jason Momoa, or
Oh, true.
Collector.
I think the Collector.
I think the Collector is the strongest gutters.
I got to look him up again.
All right.
Those could be the best because someone actually had to like draw them.
Handcrafted gutters.
Yeah,
Handcrafted
artisan
Well, are
vegan
not
gutters.
all
God,
gutters handcrafted?
They are beautiful.
Right? They're fucking wild,
Farm to
right?
table.
Farm to table.
I'm just looking here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. Come on.
I think that's a winner.
Yeah, that's
It's a winner
All right.
just for his obliques.
So overall, best movie of 2021.
You don't have a list?
Dune.
No, Dune. I would say
I think Dune won a lot of categories.
Yeah, Dune. It's either Dune or No Way Home, dude.
Well, that's the
No
thing.
Way Home is definitely not the best movie. It's the most fun.
I don't know, man. That like Sing 2.
Sing 2. Got it. Okay, so best overall best
Old.
Oh yeah,
Old.
there it is, Nick. That was this year.
Yeah.
Or last year, like,
overall
within the year.
best video game of 2021.
Best video game?
Yeah, of 2021 out of the gamers here.
Games that came out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, out of the stuff that we've mentioned.
Oh, Green Knight was pretty good.
I'd say Halo.
I don't know if that's the best.
The only game I've played this year have been Rust,
7 Days,
Seven
and
Days, Faz, and those games that I bought for that one, like the cheapest game, like those games.
And I guess Sea of Thieves,
Deep
too.
Space Waifu.
Oh, I played
Last of Us.
Last of Us 2. All right, that's my
not gonna say
top
Gun?
game of 2021.
Well,
didn't
that's the thing is that like it didn't. I mean, I guess the best game I played within the last year is definitely Gun. It was fucking awesome.
It's a great fucking
It's a
game.
great fucking game. Well, honestly, in 2021, probably Resident Evil Village. That's the best game I played all year. Probably.
I know you really, really like that one.
It's the best. It's the best. What about you, Jess?
I don't really play a lot of new games.
No, just whatever you played.
whatever
this
you
year,
played.
yeah.
Have I ever mentioned on the show that I play Stardew Valley?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I love that game.
Okay.
And Animal Crossing also like revived my soul this year.
Did that
So,
didn't come
thank
out
you.
in 2021? Did it?
No.
No, it
Okay.
came out in 2020, but the big upgrade.
I'm
was
just making
2021.
sure, just so I know.
Worst movie
Tom
of
Nook's
2021.
Gutters. Am I right?
Worst movie of 2021.
What did I enjoy the least?
Probably Reminiscence.
Space Jam 2 or The Matrix?
It might be
Okay.
Space Jam 2 or Malignant for me.
I'd say Space Jam 2 as well. It's probably the worst one I saw.
God, that
all
was
year.
and Don Cheadle was so fucking wasted in that movie. Not drunk, but like,
He probably was.
He might have
wasted.
been.
He was wasted when he signed the contract to be in that movie.
Yeah.
yo, did you know? I saw that Daniel Radcliffe was like super drunk filming one of the Harry Potter
The
movies.
fifth one.
The fifth one.
Yeah.
Like
He was
apparently he is an alcoholic, and he was like drunk. It's filming a lot of those scenes.
hammered in between
Well-
takes. Like
Yeah.
he would take drinks in between
And
takes.
you can like look, and like I was looking back at like footage and shit, and it was like, oh, you can kind of tell where he's like kind of like glassy eyed in some of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, they skipped over that at the reunion special.
Worst
Skipped over a couple things.
worst video game of 2021.
Worst video game.
Uh-huh.
Back for Blood. Like,
Back for Blood, yeah, for sure.
What was that delivery driver truck simulator game that I played?
that looked fun.
It was not fun.
That mobile game.
I mean, Gobby McGobblenuts quiz show was really fucking bad. If I had to,
all right.
No, but yeah, Back for Blood.
I wonder
It's,
if I have a
biggest-
speed run
Biggest
rank on that.
disappointment.
The Matrix.
Matrix for you.
The Matrix for America.
I mean, I would probably go with the Matrix as well.
I don't know how it could not be. Like, I don't think anything else had that level of hype up.
The only thing I can relate it
Matrix
to
didn't
is
have any hype.
obviously
It still would have made money if it had
It
hype.
did 20
I
years
hyped
of
it.
hype.
So
Yeah.
the only thing I can relate it to, you guys know this, but for the audience, I'm an enormous Beatles fan. There was one time I had a dream when I was a teenager that I like went to a Paul McCartney concert and met him backstage. He was like, "Oh, come hang out," and he signed my bass guitar and we were hanging out. And I woke up and realized it wasn't actually happening. I got out of bed and cried. That was the Matrix for me this year. Just like soul crushing.
The equivalent of like meeting your hero and like spending time with him
That
and
was
realizing
like-
that's wrong.
That was
Yeah.
like me with Spider-Man 3. I would have dreams about seeing that movie and wake up all pissed off because it didn't really happen.
Because it was Bully Maguire.
It was Bully Maguire. All right, biggest waste of time?
The Matrix.
Matrix. Damn.
No. Space Jam. I think Space
Oh yeah,
Jam.
Space Jam probably.
we are just eviscerating
All right.
those two.
And last question before we move on to the next segment is that are you guys looking forward to the slate for 2022?
Dude, do you see all the fucking Marvel movies coming out?
What's coming out? Moon Knight.
That's not a Marvel movie. It's a show. But yes,
Marvel.
Moon Knight.
All right.
But I mean, like, even next week, we have Peacekeeper and Scream already. And I heard Scream screened, and apparently it's got really good reviews. Like,
Is it a reboot?
no, it's a sequel.
Continuation.
But it's also one of those things where I'm sure they're going to, like, do...
Harken back and everything.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's also the first one not directed by Wes Craven, because, you know, he's dead. And...
What?
And I like when filmmakers, like, I think Matrix 4 would have been better had they give it to, like,
Somebody
two
completely-
guys who,
Somebody-
like,
yeah, were
grew up on the
inspired
Matrix
by-
and
yeah.
inspired by
Right.
the
People that
Matrix.
were like, I got into film
Yeah.
directing because of the Matrix.
Yeah, whereas, like, and that's kind of like what these guys are. These two directors who are doing it, they were shooting horror because they loved the original Scream.
Right.
So,
All right, Mike.
So what's coming out this year is Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. That's in May. We're getting Thor: Love and Thunder,
oh yeah,
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which I don't know how that's gonna go.
that's dude. They should have just recast Chadwick Boseman.
As
I feel
opposed
like
to
they're
retconning
gonna-
whatever the hell they're gonna
and
do.
I really hate that they're gonna wise up to that afterwards, and then they're gonna do.
He
like,
knew who Peter Parker was, so
Yeah.
now he's gone.
Yeah. and now they're
Honestly,
gonna
like,
have some
fine.
contrived. Like, I'd rather you just recast him and
Just bring Killmonger back.
Yeah, keep going.
Moon Knight,
Disney show,
She-Hulk,
Disney
It's gonna
show,
be interesting.
Miss Marvel,
Disney show,
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. That's for this year. Or this coming year.
Okay, and then so the first thing of next year is Miss Marvel or the Marvels, which I'm guessing that's the series.
No, the
leads-
first thing of next
First
year
thing is next year is Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
No, that's this year.
Oh.
We're-
Oh, 2022.
So into 23, the Marvels is the
The
first
Marvels
release.
is the first
So I'm
release.
guessing the TV show is going to lead directly into that.
She's in it. The
Yeah.
one who's starring in the TV show is in that
Is
movie.
Kamala Khan?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Then going forward, we get Guardians 3.
Well, let's just stick to 2022.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. X-Men 97 actually is.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this? We
I
talked
did-
about this.
Maybe I wasn't there.
They're doing the X-Men cartoon.
Oh,
like, new
it's not a
season
movie.
Stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's
And,
a Disney
uh,
Plus season, but like
X-Men, and then like somebody's like, I have a good idea, and
I Am
tweeted
Groot.
Spider-Man 98.
What is that? I Am Groot.
It's a Groot short.
it's a Disney Plus
Okay.
little Groot short. Marvel
Um,
Zombies will be the same thing.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies is getting its own.
Okay, so what else is coming out in 2020? I think the thing I'm
The
most excited
Batman.
for is the Batman.
The Flash, that movie, The Northland, directed by Robert Eggers. It's the horror film. It's the same guy who did The Lighthouse and who did
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear.
The Witch.
Ooh,
Lightyear.
looks good.
Looks
Buzz Lightyear
good.
we're going to get.
That movie with the big raccoon, Big Red, by Pixar.
Oh yeah.
We're getting another Texas
looks
Chainsaw
cute.
Massacre.
Yeah.
That's coming out on Netflix. Downton Abbey. Guys, we didn't talk about Morbius.
It got moved.
Pushed back now to April
Yeah.
1st,
Well-
which is clearly going to be a joke.
Well, the reason that they're pushing it back is one,
the-
to give Spider-Man more legs,
Yeah.
and two, because there is some
Yeah,
speculation.
that's definitely was
that-
going to get in the way of Spider-Man.
There is some speculation that, like, obviously with the Omicron surge, they want to push some stuff back. But there is, like, some speculation that maybe they're going to try and stuff Andrew Garfield in there now somewhere. So,
That'd be about
Avatar
you know,
2.
don't you love when they learn their lessons?
Yeah.
Uh,
We might get Avatar 2
We
in
might.
December.
Oh god.
Release plan unknown, but
And I mean,
December.
like,
Keep it unknown.
for video
Keep it that
games,
way.
you know, you have like next week God of War comes to PC. Then you have like Rainbow Six Extraction coming out. You have Dying Light 2 and Horizon Forbidden
yeah.
West. I'm trying to think of other big ones that are coming out. Total War Warhammer. There's a new Destiny.
Well, we're getting Elden Ring. which
Elden Ring
obviously
as
is,
well.
like, the
Yes,
biggest-
which is precedent. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be the biggest one for sure. And then there's a Starship Troopers game coming out.
I really do want to play Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm going to play that.
Dude, it really doesn't look like there's too much coming out. Like, and then there's like Starfield in November. there's more to be announced for sure. Like
They haven't announced like the second half of the year.
or like
basically.
God of War 2, like Ragnarok doesn't have its official release date, but we know it's coming in this year.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot. Not
the last
announced.
one didn't have a release date until probably like a couple months before, and it was the end of April. So everyone's speculation is like last weekend in April again, which would be cool because that would be my birthday.
My birthday.
Y'all can fuck off. I'm playing God of War.
Nobody come to me.
Nobody come to my birthday party. Oh, Gotham Knights, stuff
That's
like
gonna be
that.
good,
Suicide Squad game.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Again, yes.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all this.
Kerbal Space Program 2.
Sniper Elite 3 is getting a re-release. What the fuck?
Mike, do you play Kerbal?
I played a little bit of it
What do you think?
in college. I really liked it. It's one of those that
Oh, the Breath
I
of the Wild sequel.
Ooh,
we'll see.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I will see about that.
All right, so
I liked it. It's fun to do. Or it's fun to like play and like fuck around with.
Jess?
I didn't like seriously approach
Seems
it.
like it's like right up my alley.
Oh yeah, you'd really like it.
Yeah.
Clip of the week, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
All right, so
Oh no.
this is a TikTok apparently.
So I haven't seen this, but the TikTok thing right now is you take
A ring.
the
light.
ring light and then you kind of like put it behind your head as a transition, like because it like will shine. So I know that much going into this.
Yeah, you think that's what this is?
Unless it's the other thing that I'm thinking about.
Jess, have you seen this?
no.
Okay, Nick,
I have no idea.
Okay, like I said, I wanted to start off clip of the week this year with something that will literally change the vibe of the entire show. So here we go. Oh, maybe a DMCA.
Daddy, what's she doing? Daddy, oh no, you're gonna have to run that back. Oh no, Daddy, you're doing this with me.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my god. Look at her. No! No! Pat! Oh, my trailer park.
Whoa.
Was that planned? Was that,
Look-
was
look-
that
why are
planned?
you guys-
Look at his nipples.
Do you guys
Yeah.
not see? Do you guys?
Look at his nipples.
Why are you guys? Do you not see that they're in love right now? Why are you guys judging them?
Because the woman looks like
she's
a
made out of
desiccated
stone.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Oh, no, you,
You
gotta
can be
wait.
in love
you
with Freddy Krueger.
So who could love a monster like
She's a
me?
rock formation come to life.
I'm gonna need you to go back and play that again. For me.
Would you love me for infinity? Oh, look at that.
Oh.
So what I want to know is this a skit? Like, was her coming in
This is
planned?
yes, it's a bit.
Yes, dude. There's no way a self-respecting man of his age on TikTok is.
No. You that sentence with the rest of this video does not matter.
Oh no, you're gonna have to run that back. Oh.
She doesn't have teeth. Look at her mouth.
Look at his face.
She's a scarecrow.
That woman.
Oh, you know what she looks like? Fucking
Gabriel.
Outlast 2.
She looks like the whole entirety of the cast
Yes.
of Outlast 2.
Like a fucking Drager thing.
I hate how he's like, let's go.
Let's go.
It's like that meme where it's like
Let's go.
what Tom Brady says like to his son every morning, like when they wake up for school, and it's that commercial of Tom Brady like, let's go.
Ew. And then he kisses him on the lips.
Yeah, exactly.
Go. Outlast 2.
Oh yeah, wow, really?
She's the witch from
Oh
man.
God, man, that is enough to make.
I can't not
ass
look
in
at the
it.
nipples now, man.
Yeah.
It's just
It's very
They're-
piercing for sure.
man,
like that's
they're-
enough to make
they're
me
erect.
never want to interact with.
What do you think the
woman ever
temperature of the
again.
room is in there?
it's hot.
Hot,
And steamy.
It's hot. Well, has natural body temperature. She is probably a
she has,
specter.
generate-
she has
She's a
three.
specter,
Yeah, she has
so-
3. Well, that's true. By nature, she is freezing.
Yes.
Got to get your fucking thermometer and your EMF reader for
That's
this
right.
one.
That
We
is
got
fucking
below freezing
wild.
temp.
Dude, that's
That's a good
fucking
one.
wild.
We've
Oh,
got
man.
the fucking like the motion sensor
Yeah.
on the wall.
We got some activity.
And you know, she
Pat's in the
she
van.
thought this was like
It's
such a
they're
good
on the
idea too.
what is it?
Oh,
The
yeah,
RO.
what-
You know, like the pre-pro
DOTS
behind
dots
that
projector.
was like she was like, "Oh my god, I have the best idea. This is gonna be
Oh yeah,
so funny."
this is all her idea.
Yeah.
She was the mastermind.
You're gonna
here.
pretend like you're doing it, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Daddy, let's do it."
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna have to run that back.
It's the first
I'm
time.
gonna pretend
like I'm mad, but I'm not actually
It's
mad.
the first time.
Did you guys think it was a little girl?
Yes.
I thought it was his daughter.
It's the first time that she's ever paid another human to service her, as opposed to the other way around.
Hey,
She's on the other
trickle
foot.
down economics.
I don't think that's what that is.
That's all I know about.
I wish that this video was gonna end in like a freak accident with that light. That's
thought
what I
that-
wanted to
I
happen.
predicted that too. I thought he was gonna get hurt.
Yeah, it was like behind his head. I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
He gets
Well,
electrocuted.
and then he kind of does die because he kisses a zombie.
Right,
Yeah.
she steals his life force.
Kisses a zombie.
Sucks the life out of his face.
His nipples.
His nipples. Yeah.
Yeah, they're mid suck. That's why they're like.
The nipples are
Mid suck.
Holy shit.
I want to hear the hey daddy. I want to hear that
Go
again.
back to Hey Daddy.
We should add that to the board.
Yes.
Hey
Here we
Daddy.
go. Hold
Yeah.
on. Dude, look at her face. She's
too-
like,
She cheesing with no teeth.
here we go.
Run that back. Oh no, Daddy, you're doing this with me.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait, go back to before he's even opened the door.
I hate this, man.
Daddy, oh no, you're gonna have to run that back. Oh no, Daddy, you're doing this.
Oh no. Oh no.
no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was
skin
picturing
crawl.
like a 9-year-old girl being like, I need to go to school. Like he's doing a TikTok.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I was thinking too. That would have been funny. Like, hey, Dad, can you stop like trying to be a fucking influencer and help
Dad,
me
I'm
get some
hungry.
education?
Please, Mom's been
God
gone
damn
for
it, I'm
months.
hungry.
Oh man.
Man, well, that'll keep you up tonight.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
welcome
You're
everyone.
thinking about that.
That'll
Whoa,
keep all
wait,
of
hold
you
on.
out
Pull
there.
pull that back up.
What?
Look at his nipples through the shirt.
Oh, dude, he's ready.
He's
Oh my god.
He just thinking about filming this got him all mid suck.
This is all no gutters, no all nip, no gutter. That's what this is right here.
2022 is the year of all nip, no
she's
gutter.
got enough gutters on her face.
Those are called craters, Nick. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Gonna go
New
sit
Year.
and quiet.
And more of that this year for sure. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sit and contemplate my life after that one. That was
Holy
good.
shit.
Yeah, it didn't disappoint, didn't.
Nah, it's a sure is a way to start the year.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So thanks everyone for checking out episode 59 of Press Any Key. And
Like,
Is it 58?
like,
comment.
subscribe. No, it's 59.
59.
It's 58.
It's
in
no,
the-
I
in the
changed it.
Google Drive.
I
He
changed
changed
it.
it.
I did change it.
like, comment,
subscribe, and
Follow us.
follow us on Instagram. That's where we like to post most stuff. All of the stuff.
If you want to see the clip of a week again, you got to go to Instagram.
yeah, for sure.
We're gonna get taken down.
That is definitely gonna get ripped down for sure. Whatever. It is
cut,
what
yeah,
it is.
just cut in after the
Where
music.
we got to put we'll put our logo over his nipple.
Your face. Just like you did with Nico that one time. Put Nico's face on his nipples.
Could do that.
All right.
All right.
Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you next week with definitely Peacekeeper, at least. Oh, and Genre Geeks will be here next week.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it'll be a good
Forward to
time.
that.
Cool.
See you guys. Bye-bye.